But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
The Big Lot. The Big Lot has got the big deals.
It's the Big Lot at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton on Alcoa Road. The Big Lot is giving away a new car at the end of the month.
A new car? What's the catch?
No catch at all. When you take a test drive of any vehicle on the Big Lot, you're automatically registered to win a new car. Come see us today at the Big Lot at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton on Alcoa Road. See dealer for details.
This is Trey Johnson. If you're looking for a new trailer or truck bed, HJ Trailer Sales has got you covered. If it's a heavy-duty trailer for hauling, a sleek truck bed upgrade, or you just need trailer repairs, HJ Trailer Sales is your one-stop shop. With a wide range of top-quality trailers built to last for work, play, and everything in between. Plus, our experienced team for all your trailer repair needs. HJ Trailer Sales. Trailers, truck beds, and repairs. We've got your back. Off Albert Pike in Hot Springs or hjtrailersales.com.
Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at the D3 Auto Sales text line at 501-614-1037. D3 Auto Sales in Desart, the #1 independent dealer in the state with the best prices and largest selection on pre-owned vehicles, including leveled and lifted trucks. Find them on Facebook. Whether it's football, baseball, or basketball, from high school to the pros, hit us up on the D3 Auto Sales text line.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
It's hard. It's hard to do it. You know, I think this is 3 years in a row. I think one of you guys brought it up last night, and I hadn't really thought about it. And then Coach said something right after the game. We were walking out to the guys. Hey, that's 23 years in a row. And I'm like, yeah, tough to do. Congratulations. It just means that you show up every weekend and you play, and you're probably pretty good. You don't make a lot of mistakes because this league will hurt you. I mean, you look at the games. Look at all the games this weekend. Teams taking leads into the ninth and giving up homer after homer, or just, you know, things happen and the players are good. So to win 20 in the toughest division or toughest league, you know, it's special to us.
Good year for the Razorbacks. Good weekend for the Razorbacks. What's up, everybody? Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. It was a good weekend, period. All kinds of great stuff. NBA, golf, horse racing, baseball, softball. It was a good sports weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend recap today, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Glad you're hanging out with us.
Yeah, it was a great weekend, and got to relax a little bit. It's been running around every weekend until this one, and then it's going to be running around even more the next few weeks. So got a chance to relax a little bit and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Joe, because this weekend we have the high school baseball, softball, soccer, and high school baseball, softball, and soccer state tournaments, state championship games up in Conway at UCA, and I'm going to be doing some of the games, so I'll be busy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and tournaments start all around the country. You got the Sun Belt, ASUN, SWAC, who did I leave out? OVC tournament. All of our teams participating in that starting Tuesday and some on Wednesday. And then, of course, the SEC tournament. SEC tournament gets started tomorrow. How crazy is that to think? If you were one of the 9 through 16, one of the 8 worst teams, you start tomorrow at this SEC tournament.
That's what it does with a 16-team league. You're going to start earlier. You're going to have more teams involved, which is a good thing that they have every team and they all get a chance. Not likely that some of those bottom teams would go through and win, but everyone has a chance.
Even Missouri has a chance. Missouri, in fact, plays the first game. Their season could be over by the time we join everybody tomorrow.
Or they could go on a run.
Alabama, Missouri tomorrow morning. That is at 9:30, weather permitting. They're in Hoover. Your other matchups tomorrow, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina. They are scheduled to start that game at 4:30. And then Mississippi State, Texas A&M. Texas A&M, one of those teams that needs to go on a big-time run at the SEC tournament to have any kind of chance to get into the NCAA tournament. I'd say A&M, South Carolina, and Missouri have to do well. Missouri and South Carolina, have to win the tournament. A&M has to make a very, very deep run, maybe all the way to the finals. But probably looking at everybody else getting into the NCAA tournament. I saw another mock bracket. D1 Baseball this morning put it out and had Arkansas as a 2 seed. LSU, I think, was the 1 seed, Arkansas the 2 seed. This was their projection and what they thought how the NCAA selection committee will do things. And so very high seed for Arkansas. SEC tournament does not matter a bit for Arkansas. They want to win it, as we heard from Kendall Diggs last week. They're competitors, but in the grand scheme of things, as far as seeding, a regional, super regional, nothing matters this week for Arkansas. Arkansas is going to be hosting next week. They're going to be a top 8 seed. They're going to have a chance to host a super regional. This week is kind of a tune-up, I would say. Go in. You want to try to get Zach Root back on track. You want to see what are you going to do with your number 2 starter? You going to give Jimenez another shot? Let him start if you win Friday and let him start Saturday, and then Gage Wood, get him another start. Build that arm strength up. Get him throwing the ball a little better. To me, that's the most important thing the most important thing is to play injury-free. Don't get anyone hurt this weekend. Second most important thing, get those 3 starting pitchers. I really do. I want them to make it to the finals. I want to play 3 games. It's not going to wear anybody out. It's not going to hurt anybody. I want all 3 of those guys to get a chance to start and build some confidence, find something that they can rely on when the regional begins the following weekend.
So we're all wondering what the plan is at pitcher, but Arkansas has it figured out, as at least from a plan standpoint. And then if plans go awry, now you go to the backup plan. So they have a plan in place, have a backup plan, and we'll see how it all shakes out with this tournament and then moving forward with postseason, because they know they're locked in and they have a secure spot.
Yeah, and, I said game 2 started. Actually, Gage Wood may start game 2. He could start because that would be his normal Saturday. And so then they could go, if they win that second game, just go with Jimenez or a bullpen type situation. And that's the good thing. With the bullpen arms that they have, it gives them the luxury of, if they can get a couple quality starts, then the bullpen can just fill the gap for that third game. And, man, did the bullpen fill the gap in Game 3 against Tennessee. And I'm talking about Will McIntyre, my new favorite Razorback next to Kendall Diggs. We already had the picture of Will McIntyre during the Texas series. They were doing the national anthem, and the players are lined up down the first and third base line, and McIntyre's got his hat off over his heart with his right hand. His left hand's behind his back with the horns down. And I don't know how many pictures I've seen of that, and I thought that was awesome. But McIntyre came in and just shoved against Tennessee, and then he had some comments for Tennessee. Did you happen to see that on Twitter, Joe?
No.
Will McIntyre?
No, what do you have to say?
Well, let me set this up because not everybody saw it, but Tennessee all weekend was doing just their antics. They had a bat flip in game 1. They flipped it towards the dugout, the Razorback dugout. They didn't like that. The umpires met, but they were constantly calling timeouts. They were constantly throwing over to first base. They threw over to first base an unusual amount of time. It was obnoxious. And then they call a timeout to go and get some pine tar or spray for their bats. They would call their offensive huddle timeouts. They had numerous mound visits. Well, this batter that Will McIntyre's facing called timeout and told the umpire something was wrong with his helmet, that he couldn't see. There was something was an issue with his helmet. They were showing it on TV. There's nothing hanging. There's nothing broken. It was weird. And he went to the dugout slowly and got another helmet and came back. And, it's like the announcers say on TV. They're doing anything they can to disrupt the flow of the game, the timing of the pitcher, because Will McIntyre was on a roll. And, he just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just setting them down in quick innings. And they were doing anything to disrupt his timing out there. Dude calls a timeout to switch at batting helmets. 2 pitches later, Will strikes him out, and as he's walking back to the dugout, Will looks into the Tennessee at him or their dugout and gives a big FU, and it was caught on TV. I mean, it was a tight shot of McIntyre looking into the dugout, FU. And, yeah, I mean, social media blew up, but Will was just freaking awesome.
A lot of hard work. What I mean by that is, he hadn't pitched for a while, but he just kept working, probably get more frustrated. I want to pitch. And then we got on the mound, he just let it go. And he had to pitch fearless, and he did. And he just went at him. And, it was just great to see, because we didn't know if he was going to be able to go 1 inning or 3 or a couple of hitters. And, you always got to have plan B, and we didn't have to use anything, which was great.
There's just so much talent on this team. You can get lost in the mix, and hadn't had some great outings this year, and you're just trying to get back on track. And, when the moment comes, you got to be able to capitalize on it, and that's what happened today. Oh, it's awesome. I've spent 6 years at this field, and it's the last regular season game I get to play here, and I have my whole family here for this last game, so it was awesome. Just go until I can't anymore, and give as much as I can to this team, and either finish the game or just hand it off in a really good spot for somebody else. Blood, sweat, and tears, man. There's been highs, a lot of lows, just frustration, joy, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. This is living a dream. It's not over yet. We got more games to play here, but it's been awesome.
Way to go, Will McIntyre. What a performance. And, heck, the way he pitched, you're like, let him start. Let him start game 3 or game 4 or game 5 if it's necessary, in a regional if they lose a game, one of the first 2 games.
They might. We don't know what that plan is.
No.
And only Coach knows what he truly wants to do, but – of course, he's consulting with the assistant coaches to see what the plan is, and he'll make the final decision on it.
When Will has his, it's like a breaking ball slider. I'm not sure what he calls it, but when he has that pitch, dude, he just baffles opponents. And when he doesn't have it, and it's not as sharp, or he can't locate it for a strike, then the other teams start teeing off on him a little bit. But man, he had it the other day, and it was just he made it look easy against a team that hits the ball really well. I'll give Tennessee is a good hitting team, and they've got a couple of good pitchers. I don't think they're deep enough for another, championship run, and their defense is atrocious. It's like, do they even practice infield? Their second baseman leads the league in errors. He was terrible. He really is. I mean, he had a routine ground ball, little league ground ball that went between his legs. You just don't see that out of a Dave Van Horn team. The fundamentals are there defensively. That doesn't happen. Yes, Arkansas makes an occasional error, but not the error of a ball going between your legs. It was just bad. Their shortstop made a horrific throw that helped change one of the games. He goes backhand. Instead of just setting his feet and making a throw to second base, he tries to twirl and throw all in one motion and throws it out in the outfield and gives Arkansas another run.
Trying to do too much. That's what he was doing.
They're just not fundamental. They're just not, and that's going to cost them. And they're not going to be hosting a regional, which is a shame. They're too good of a team for that. They should be. But I don't think Tony Vitello's gotten the most out of this team. They're better than what they showed this weekend. And he said it. Our issue this year is we keep losing game 3s. We're losing series when we have the opportunity to win a series, and we just can't get over the hump. And part of that reason is why you're committing errors. You're not deep enough in the bullpen. Your pitching isn't deep enough for a 3-game series. So my prediction is that'll catch up with them. It'll haunt them, and that'll end their season. But I don't even think they could make it to Omaha, honestly. And that's my bold pick. I don't think they'll make it. We'll talk more Razorback baseball throughout the day. Kudos to the softball team. I had so much fun watching them. Look, I was upset Saturday. I'm watching them, and they fall behind, and they're losing the game. I'm just like, God, another. And then they're going to have to go through the losers bracket, and then they'll have to win a couple games. Then they'll have to beat Oklahoma State twice. I'm like, man, it's going to be a disappointing end to this year.
Well, this hasn't been a problem in this round. Regionals haven't been a problem. Getting through that super regional and taking that next step, getting the College World Series, that is where they want to be. That's where, the goal is. That's where they ultimately and all teams want to be there. But this weekend coming up, this is the one that's going to be really crucial to them because this is that next step that they're trying to take. And they do have that team this year that looks like they're capable of getting there. Got to win 2 of the next 3 games.
And they caught a little bit of a break, I think. I know they caught a little bit of a break with Texas A&M losing. That was the shocker of the weekend. The number 1 overall seed was upset by Liberty.
Never happened before.
Never happened before.
And only twice has the number 1 overall seed lost a game in a regional and fallen behind where they didn't go 2-0 to begin the regional. It's only the second time it's ever happened.
Wow. I turned over and watched the end of that game.
Well,
the dramatic.
absolutely.
I mean, it was so tense there at the very end.
Well, they had to win 2 games versus Liberty in the first game. It looked like they were done. They came back to win that one. Big comeback in this game, and it kind of was a back and forth hanging in the balance. And it came down to the end. Liberty was able to get them out.
Yeah, last batter. I mean, runner in scoring position, and Liberty gets it done. So now, if Arkansas is able to advance to the College World Series for the first time, they'll be the lowest seed on their side of the bracket because number 1 is out. And then it's Arkansas at 4. They would potentially play Florida State. I guess Florida State could get upset this weekend against Texas Tech. Texas Tech, a 12 seed. And then you have the other matchup is UCLA, South Carolina. UCLA, a 9 seed, South Carolina, the 8 seed. So Arkansas would be the lowest seed on that side of the bracket. Take care of business. You got a chance to make a run here. Ole Miss upset Arizona, and they advance, and we'll come to Fayetteville. Ole Miss
beat Arkansas 2 of 3.
First series of the year, and took 2 of 3, 3 blowouts actually. But apparently, from listening to the commentators over the weekend, that they had a come to Jesus meeting after the second loss, and it kind of changed their season and turned things around. But congratulations to them and Courtney Deifel for winning the regional.
I just, more than anything, just have an immense amount of pride for this team. What they've done, what they continue to do, who they are, how they play, how they fight together. Tonight was phenomenal in every aspect, and they just set their mind to it. I am just so proud. I'm their coach, but they were phenomenal tonight. I'm just really, really proud.
Yeah, they just played, pitched well, fielded exceptionally, and then hit the ball really well in Game 3. Game 2, it was one of those where things just, if it could go wrong, it went wrong for them. I mean, Oklahoma State got a great bounce off of a deflection for an out, and then Arkansas gets a pop-up with a runner in scoring position, and third baseman just lost it in the sun. I mean, she's staring straight up in the sun. You can see her shielding the sun from her eyes with her glove, and then the glove kind of moves, and she's looking in the sun. She lost it, and it falls. And I think the next pitch or a couple pitches later, they hit a home run, and it just kind of looked like it got away from them. And they're down late in the 6th inning, hit a solo home run to get within striking distance, and then a huge rally in the 7th. Courtney Day with the big hit to tie it up, and then they win it in the 8th inning. And just you had that feel then after it was so crushing to Oklahoma State, but it was just such a huge pick-me-up for Arkansas. I was like, they're on their way. They're gonna win this after this. This was their key moment right here.
They made the point on the broadcast that Oklahoma State was looking at going back to the hotel, getting some rest, coming back, playing the next day, and then losing that game. Now you're in a position where now you have to stay at the park and watch that game to see who your opponent is, and you have to play right after. So it was a big change for them.
And big change schedule-wise yesterday because of the severe weather up in northwest Arkansas. The game was delayed, I think, like 4 hours. It was supposed to be around 3, and actually didn't start until 7:15, and which worked out perfect for my TV viewing because I got to watch, golf and everything else. And then 7 o'clock, got softball to watch. And Joe, after that game was over, I flipped it over, watched Liberty, Texas A&M. I flipped it over, watched the end of the Ole Miss game to see who Arkansas was going to play, and then actually flipped it over to the very last game that was left. Who was that last night? I think it was
Was it Oregon?
Oregon, yes.
Yeah.
And Stanford. And our girl from Benton was in pitching for Stanford and did well. Started the game, went like 5 innings, and they finally pulled her and took her out, and Oregon came back. And I tell you what, I was impressed with the Oregon fans. It was a rowdy atmosphere, a lot of people there for their softball team.
How about that, too? Former conference rivals meeting in a regional with a chance to move on.
Yeah. No, that was pretty cool. And I was pulling so hard for Liberty. When I first clicked it over, it was almost like the SEC in me. I was like, all right, let's see if A&M can get the comeback and advance and make the SEC look good. And as soon as I flip over, all I see are bubbles. And the Aggie fans, I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm pulling for Liberty in this one. Let's go, Liberty. I forgot about the obnoxious bubbles. I didn't know they did it at the softball complex, too. But
it's a tradition for them.
Oh, my gosh. But they shut those bubbles up. And it's so bad because the wind was blowing. And here's a picture on the mound looking in at home plate, and there are bubbles flying all around her. I'm like, golly, that's obnoxious. Good job, Liberty, for getting it done.
Oh, but you know what? That was a great series altogether with all the twists and turns and Texas A&M having to come back and even get to that final game. It was a great watch.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. By the way, Bree Ellis today named one of 3 finalists for the National College Softball Player of the Year. Earlier last week they named 10 finalists, and today it came out she's one of 3 finalists, and that award will be announced at the College World Series. All right, we are just getting started. It's going to be a fun day. We got Matt Jones coming on at 2:10 today to talk about the victory over the Tennessee Volunteers. Look ahead to the SEC tournament. Arkansas doesn't play until Friday. We got a half show on Friday for Out of Bounds. Arkansas will tip off. Arkansas first pitch, 3 o'clock Friday against either Ole Miss, South Carolina, or Florida. South Carolina and Florida play. The winner of that game plays Ole Miss. The winner of that game plays Arkansas. Coming up, Joe Klein said he was coming in early today. Had to leave early. So Joe Klein's coming in. We're going to talk some NBA with him. We'll take some phone calls. Next segment's open if you want to jump in here, 661-1037. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line. Yep, we got the text coming in. We'll read some texts. Your segment next. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
The shooter Pat Bradley joins Morning Mayhem each week courtesy of Cabot Outdoors, where you can save $600 off Hustler mowers through May 31st.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas baseball won their final regular season series, beating Tennessee in 2 out of 3, losing Thursday's game 10-7 before winning Friday's 8-6 and then winning Saturday's game 8-4. That was Arkansas's 20th SEC win of the season, which has now happened for 3 years in a row. After the game, Coach Dave Van Horn talked about that achievement.
It just means that you show up every weekend and you play, and you're probably pretty good. You don't make a lot of mistakes because this league will hurt you. I mean, you look at the games. Look at all the games this weekend. Teams taking leads into the ninth and giving up homer after homer. Or things happen, and the players are good. So to win 20 in the toughest division or toughest league, it's special to us.
With that series win, Arkansas finished second in the SEC behind Texas. The Razorbacks won't have to play until Friday in the SEC tournament. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen each Friday during Drive Time Sports for the basketball insider in Arkansas. It's Bart Reed, made possible by Martin Orthopedics, with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village. Staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care. Morning Mayhem is on location Tuesday at Bradford Marine and ATV in North Little Rock. It's the Memorial Day celebration going on now at all 6 statewide Bradford Marine and ATV locations. Deep discounts and fantastic interest rates on nearly all watercrafts in stock.
This is Pat Bradley, and you've heard it before on The Buzz, how Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union is helping members step into the future with their summer auto loan special. Ultra low rates as low as 1.99%, 84 months financing and no payments for 90 days. Offer valid on new, used, or refinance 23, 24, and 25 models. Deals like this don't last forever. Apply online at alcoacommunityfcu.org and drive into the future with Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, serving 15 counties across central Arkansas.
Introducing Club 52 from Arkansas State Parks, a club that's fun, full of adventure, and open to anyone. Just pick up a free passport at any state park visitor center and start exploring. With every state park you visit, you get a stamp. When you get all 52 stamps, you're in the club, and you get some pretty cool rewards along the way. So grab your passport and start exploring. Club 52 from Arkansas State Parks. Get out to get in.
Brought to you by this station and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Southern Bank presents Family Feud on 103.7 The Buzz. Tune in to Morning Mayhem on Tuesday mornings for your chance to play with Justin Moore, David, and Roger. Family Feud on Morning Mayhem, brought to you by Southern Bank. Bankwithsouthern.com.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
What up, y'all? Yeah, soundtrack, what's poppin', baby? Y'all ain't know, I go by the name of Lupe Fiasco, representing that first and 15. Yeah, and this one right here.
Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services, serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years. They're your small to mid-sized specialist. When you need someone to service your fleet and get your employees back on the road quick, call 501-375-3672.
All right, welcome back. What a great weekend. We even hit on the Preakness PGA Championship. Scotty Scheffler, man, what a great back nine for him. Arkansas women's golf. They had a heck of a day yesterday. I think finished 8 under for the day, second best round of the day, and moved up well inside the top 15. In fact, tied for 5th. And today is the final round. I think they're about to start. Got to make the top 8. Top 8 moves on to match play. That's the goal today. Get in the top 8. Really, you want to be in the top 7 or 6, 5. Don't want to play Stanford has a team. They're winning this by just an incredible number of strokes. They look awesome. Stanford's ranked number 1 in the country. Arkansas number 2. I'll check. I'll pull up the scoreboard here in a minute and keep an eye on that throughout the day. Hey, we got an open segment, 661-1037, 661-1037. Joe, I just learned something. I was scrolling through my timeline, and on Twitter, I just saw Sprite is coming out with a new flavor. Sprite plus tea.
Whoa, okay. That's mind-blowing.
It started like on TikTok, and apparently these TikTok users were putting the tea bags in Sprite and letting it sit, and it created this flavor that they said was just awesome. And so it just started blowing up on TikTok, people putting tea bags in their Sprite and then enjoying the taste. So now Sprite's jumping on it and coming out Sprite plus tea.
Somebody needs to get paid for that. They probably won't, but
no.
They took the idea from someone, so someone needs to get paid.
Well, somebody says it tastes like an Arnold Palmer. Another person said it reminded them of, what was that drink called? It's already out there. It's kind of got that flavor. Can't find it in the story now. But anyway, Sprite plus tea is going to be out in stores everywhere. Did you know Sprite had overtaken Pepsi as the third most sold beverage?
No.
So it's Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, now Sprite ahead of Pepsi.
Wow.
It says one person on TikTok that tried the Sprite Plus tea on Monday said it reminds him of Arnold Palmer. Another said, it tastes like Brisk. And I was like, okay, I can see that. A little lemon tea, Brisk. But sign me up. I'll try it. I can see a little mixed drink with that, a little Tito's with that. I bet that would be pretty good. Let me check the D3 Auto Sales text line. 501 says, Wes, what happened? The horse that won this weekend ran the Kentucky Derby, talking about journalism. Now, if Sovereignty wins the Belmont, they'll say he's a great horse. He shouldn't get to run. Why shouldn't he get to run? He just chose to skip the Preakness. And journalism could choose to skip the Belmont. I doubt he does, but we got to check on the health of the horse. But journalism is an awesome horse. That was my pick anyway to win the Kentucky Derby. Did not have a good start to the race. Probably was a little bit further behind than he wanted to be, and in the Kentucky Derby, and got passed on down the stretch. That's why the Kentucky Derby is so hard to win. I mean, there's with 19 other horses, just so much traffic. If you get a bad trip. Just don't get the horses where he likes to sit off the lead, can't get there, has to come from a little further behind, uses too much energy, gets passed. I get it. The Preakness, if you haven't seen it, go find it on social media or Google it and YouTube it and watch it. It was an incredible performance by this horse. I mean, journalism's boxed in, nowhere to go, kept waiting. I thought the jockey did a good job of being patient and waiting and finally found a little crack to get through between two horses, and when he was about halfway through passing the horses, the horse to his right crashed down inside of him, moved to his left, and they collided, and journalism looked like a big running back and just bounced off that horse and plowed through the hole and then had another gear left to catch the leader. It was a great race. It was a great performance. I didn't think there was any way after he got hit that he was going to come back and win that race. But it showed me a lot. Journalism by far was the best horse, and I still think he is the best horse. And I think he beat Sovereignty, and I hope Sovereignty runs in the Belmont, and we get the that matchup that we want to see, Part 2. West, if Arkansas makes the Super Regionals, is it already known what region Arkansas would be playing? Oh, the matchup, who they'll be playing, we don't know yet. No. We got to wait until the bracket comes out on next Monday. On Memorial Day. We'll get I guess we'll find out the regionals, who's hosting, and the top 8 seeds next Sunday night, and then they have the bracket release show next Monday. And so then we'll know what other regional they're matched up against. 870 says, if you read McIntyre's lips, he said, "This is my effing house." I know effing was in there. I thought it was just a plain FU. But I'm not a great lip reader, but that was pretty easy. Looked like vacuum. Vacuum. J-Dub. Wes, I know we're overly excited where the state is sports right now, but can we pump the brakes a little bit? Why? Why would you want to pump the brakes when you're having fun? Why would you want to slow down? I mean, ride the high. Enjoy it while it's happening. Because you know what, JW? Arkansas softball probably not going to win the College World Series. Arkansas baseball probably not going to win the College World Series. It takes something special to win it. So at least enjoy your ride until the season comes to an end. And maybe, just maybe, this is a special year and one of them or both of them wins it all. But no, I'm not pumping the brakes. I'm going to enjoy it. I enjoy the victories because we all know 99.9% of the time, your season ends with a loss. And that's for every team out there except for one. So, no, I'm going to enjoy it. He goes into right. We do good until this time of the year, and then we blow it. I just don't want to jinx us for being positive. I don't believe in jinxes. I don't think me being positive about the baseball team is going to screw them up. Almost got a good hit on Bet Saracen on the golf. First time ever picking a golf player. Rom plus 2,000 almost got me 105 on a $5 bet, and it was very exciting to watch golf. Man, I'm with you. Well, I didn't bet Rom, but when Rom tied Scheffler got off to just a terrible start. his first 8 holes, he was pulling everything. He was pulling his driver in the woods. He was pulling his irons into the sand trap. He was leaking oil. And then he figured something out. He fixed his swing, and then just turned it on the back 9.
And then John Rahm went the opposite way.
John Rahm, man, I saw some. He said embarrassed the way he finished with the double bogeys, and he was right there. He's got that experience of winning a major, winning tournaments, and he birdies 3 holes, catches Scheffler, and I was like, it's game on. Here we go. This is going to be fun. And then Scheffler fixed his swing, and Rahm fell apart, and Rahm lost by 7 shots, I believe. I think he finished at 4, and Scheffler, he missed that putt on 18 to finish 11. Is that right, or 10? Won by 6. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I'm with you. I was like kicking myself. I was like, well, I should put a little money on Rahm. You see the experience. He's there within striking distance, and here he is tied. But good for you. That's how a little $5 bet can make it so much more entertaining for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it and got that. Also, Wes, how classy of Bryson, waiting an hour after his round to congratulate Scotty. Be great for golf fans having both of them on Team USA Ryder Cup. And we've talked about this on the show, but I think Bryson has done a great job of changing his personality or his reputation, his persona. For so long, I did at least, and a lot of people I knew didn't like Bryson DeChambeau. Thought he was a jerk. But I think his YouTube golf challenge and just some of his interviews and the things that he's done like this, hanging around to congratulate Scotty, to hang around, do the interview on CBS, it says a lot about Bryson, and I think he's done a fantastic job of just changing the way people think of him. I noticed that, too. That was a good text. I had Peach Crown and Sprite by mistake this weekend for the first time. Highly recommended, okay? Peach Crown and Sprite. How many games do the Hogs need to win in the SEC tournament to host? Or are we already locked in? You missed me saying that. The SEC tournament, they're good. They can lose the first game. They're still going to host. They're still going to be a top 8 seed. The SEC tournament will do nothing for Arkansas, except maybe if Arkansas wins the whole SEC tournament, they become the number 1 overall seed, maybe. Do you want that? Do you want to be the number 1 overall seed? Does it matter to you? Is that a jinx to you? Is it very rarely does it number 1 seed win it all? Tennessee kind of changed that.
Well, yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
It hadn't been done in so long. Hadn't been done since the first one.
Well, let's do it back-to-back now, right? Go ahead and win the SEC tournament, be the number 1 overall seed, and win the national championship. But no, I think this is going to be enjoy the weekend. Just enjoy the baseball. It's going to be great baseball at the SEC tournament. I told you about the first-round matchups, but, you could have Tennessee, Alabama in the second round on Wednesday. Probably two number 2 seeds. Oklahoma, Georgia in the second round. Georgia's going to be a top 8 seed hosting. Oklahoma probably needs to go on a huge run to have a chance to host a regional, but I doubt they can. Ole Miss, Florida, possibly in the second round. Auburn, A&M, or Auburn, Mississippi State. And then the next day, on Thursday and Friday, the games are just insane. It's like super regional College World Series type games. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 501 says, I wouldn't invite JW to a dogfight. A little less a party. Oh, I bet JW would be fun. At a watch party, you got to have all types there. You got the big fans, super fans, the optimistic fans, the pessimistic fans. That's what creates a good dialogue and good conversation during the watch party. I know my watch party has that. I've got the pessimistic ones in my group, and I'm the optimistic one. I'm an optimistic person. That's the way I choose to live my life. I like to see the bright side of things. Let me check the Whit Davis Lumber Plus live fan feedback. Anything good there? No, you can hit us up over there also. All right, we'll take a break. 661-1037 if you want to jump in here. We can talk Scotty, Preakness, baseball, softball, NBA, finals. Finals for the Eastern Conference and Western Conference are set.
Couple of blowout closeout games.
Yeah, it was. I never even turned them on. I was following the score on my phone. I would check it every once in a while. I'm like, I'm not changing this. This is over.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon, he thinks that maybe they could get a couple more days rest in between games. He said you probably see players playing at a higher level, not as many blowouts. And then for him, playing through that hamstring
Grade
injury.
2.
Yeah, they said he wasn't going to play. He thought differently, and we've seen many players not play.
His hamstring injury was worse than Steph's, but yet he went ahead and played.
Game 7.
Had to. All right, stick around. We'll be right back. It's Out of Bounds.
Welcome to Moe's. Hey guys, this is Brandon with Moe's Southwest Grill. We welcome you in for the freshest Tex-Mex you'll find outside of your own garden. Check us out on Moe Mondays, where we have bowls and burritos starting at $7.99. And remember, your kids always eat free with us on Sundays. Let Moe's cater your next event. Schedule online at Moe's.com. And while you're there, download our app for weekly specials. Stop by anytime, where you'll always get the freshest Tex-Mex, and you'll always hear us say, welcome to Moe's.
Hawks Homes are great for duck clubs, hunting clubs, classrooms, and if you need affordable housing, we have 5 bedrooms for under $110,000. All prices include delivery anywhere in the state, setup underpinning, central heat, and air conditioning. If you have any land problems, no problem. They'll help you find some and help you get the utilities and prep and set up all in the loan. Located in Conway and Bryant, check out the inventory online at hawkshomes.net.
Don't give in to that constant joint pain. Take control. Take back your quality of life today with help from QC Kinetics. Hey everybody, it's RJ Hawk. QC Kinetics is helping people every day right here in Central Arkansas and across the country with their amazing non-surgical treatments that repair and restore damaged joint tissue. They use the latest advanced regenerative medicine, taking your own body's healing agents and concentrating them right to where the area of your body is in agonizing pain. This incredible non-invasive approach helps you take back control of your body, relieving that pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or even your back. No invasive surgery, no harmful drugs or steroids, and definitely no downtime. Listen, summertime is here. You need to be having fun and making memories. Call now for a free consultation with QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
Yep, that's the sounds of all my friends and another great deck party of mine. And what do you not hear? That's right, no mosquitoes. That's because Sanders Ground Essential provides me with a monthly mosquito barrier spray. Call them at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The Zone on location Wednesday at Bradford Marine and HCV in North Wood Rock. It's the Memorial Day celebration going on now at all 6 statewide Bradford Marine and HCV locations. Deep discounts and fantastic interest rates on nearly all watercrafts in stock.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
It's beautiful, it's bittersweet. You're like a broken home to me. I take a shot of memories and black out like an empty street. I fill my days with the way you walk and fill my nights with broken dreams. I make up lies inside my head like one day you'll come back to me. Now I'm not holding on, not holding on. I'm just afraid to show gone, not holding on.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Westmore, Joe Franklin. Glad you're hanging out with us. Talking about the weekend. Great series win over Tennessee. That was a ton of fun. Love beating the Volunteers like that, especially their antics. Coach was talking about that, about Tennessee and the way they do some things to delay the game. Some of the longest games all year long. Extra innings. It was just like 4-hour games. And really, there's no need for a 4-hour game in baseball. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, here's Coach on Tennessee delaying the games.
Well, what we told our guys before the series is don't worry about all this stuff. Just play and don't just play ball. And you know, whether it's Tennessee or a West Coast school or whoever, a lot of times that goes on. They've changed some of the rules so you can't do it as much, because it used to be you could call timeout all the time, or infielders could go visit pitchers and just disrupt things, break rhythm, whatever, and try to frustrate people. But, a couple of times when they took some offensive timeouts, it was 2 quick outs, and they're trying to just calm down a little bit. We had a lead. They were trying to break, maybe the rhythm of the pitcher, which, hey, it's all gamesmanship. It is what it is. But our guys, we told them, just, hey, whatever, whether it's that type of stuff or, no matter who you play, if they try to get you distracted somehow, don't let it happen.
Yeah, they did a good job of staying focused and in the moment and taking care of business. But as a fan watching the game, it is so hard. And as a media member Friday night, Thursday night, I'm like, maybe it's a quick game tonight, and I can run highlights. And about the 3rd inning, after the game was already an hour and a half long, I was like, I'm not going to run any highlights tonight. There's no need even to try to cut highlights. It's not going to happen. The game went until 11 o'clock for Thursday night. It's been 4 hours, and it just was the same all weekend long. But you know what? A 4-hour game is not bad when you're winning. When you're the team that's winning and Arkansas is doing all the damage, I'm fine. When they're ahead, slow play it. I got nothing else to do. I'll just keep watching this game. Make it a 4-hour game. Thanks, Tennessee. Thanks, Vitello. Enjoy your trip back home. Enjoy your trip on the road in a regional, too. Another good weekend for Arkansas at the plate. Hit the ball really well. And I thought Ryder Helfrich, it's probably about 3 weekends in a row that he has hit the ball really well. Here's Van Horn on Helfrich.
A lot of times you don't see it because it's such a tough position. I kind of kidded with Ryder today before right after we stretched, and I just said, hey, how you feeling? He said, I feel great. I said, you got to be tough to be a catcher, and you got to be mean. He goes, yeah, I know. I said, you're that guy, right? He said, yeah. So, because, they take a beating up and down and crouched, and they got to think, because we let our catchers call the game. Pitcher has an option to shake them. We call in some pitches, suggestions, and, you have to be a really dedicated person to your physical being. He has to get his rest. He has to eat right, and he does.
Well, you think about what I combined his first name and his last name. You think of all that Ryder Helfrich has done and what he means to this team behind the plate as a catcher, and then to come on with the bat like he has. And we heard all last summer how good he went off, hit summer ball, how well he was hitting it, and just didn't get off to a great start this year. But now we're starting to see Ryder Helfrich, the hitter, it's just as important as Ryder Helfrich, the catcher. Let's go to Jim. He's in Searcy. What's up, Jim?
I got a question for you. I was listening Friday, and somebody said something, and I heard it plainly, about the Razorbacks needing to play big boy baseball.
Yeah.
Did you think that they played big boy baseball Friday and Saturday?
They sure did. I mean, it was funny. You know, Tennessee hit 4 home runs in game 1 and won the game. Arkansas didn't hit any. And then the script was reversed, and Arkansas hit the ball. By the way, against their ace, we haven't mentioned that because it was Friday, but Tennessee's all-SEC pitcher, Arkansas, roughed him up and hit home runs in consecutive innings and knocked him out of the game early. Had his pitch count way up there. Boy, he was talking to himself on the mound, but they played big boy baseball, Jim, and hit the ball out of the park on Friday and Saturday and got back to doing what they do best. And that's hitting the ball and getting guys on base, walking, and then making them pay.
All right, Tennessee does not play big boy baseball. It took almost 4 hours for that game to be played Saturday. Almost 4 hours because of that incessant throwing it over to first base.
Ugh.
And then the final thing, when Will had 2 strikes on the catcher, and he had to go into the dugout to change his helmet. Come on. That's delaying tactics, and that's Tony's personality.
That's Bush League.
For some reason, your comment about big boy baseball just went against the grain with me for some reason.
Well, for one day, Tennessee played big boy baseball, and they hit the ball out of the park and celebrated and had their fun. And then I think Arkansas flipped the script, and they did that to them on Friday and Saturday.
Well, again, that's all I wanted. I just wondered if they suited you with their big boy baseball.
They
That's
did.
really all I wanted to know.
They did. Did it suit you, Jim?
Yeah, very much so. I hate for people to, they're on Van Horn about the national championship and everything else. And baseball is baseball, and it takes a tremendous amount of luck, skill plus luck, to get to Omaha and to win the national championship. Look at Dave Van Horn's record, and I want people to get off his back about that. We're one pop fly away from winning a national championship. One pop fly. And yet people still on social media and everything are, wondering, let's get somebody else.
That's funny.
Because he's not going to win a national championship. And I just think it's a bunch of hooey.
I agree with that. Jim, thanks for the call.
You betcha.
I love the stat, and that's what we played. I'll play it in a minute. 20 wins again in the SEC. They've done it 5 out of 6 years. They've done it now 3 years in a row. Only one other team in the SEC history has done that. The run that they're in right now, it's unmatched. The number of wins, over 40 wins every single year. Nobody else is doing Southern Miss. Nobody else is doing that in Power 5. Just hasn't won the last game of the year. That's it. That's the only thing. And maybe this is the year. Maybe they get it done this year. All right, coming up in the second hour, we got Matt Jones from WholeHogSports.com. We'll talk some more baseball with him. We'll pick his brain about the SEC tournament and what he expects to see as far as pitching-wise. I'm curious, too. Regional. What do you do? First game of the regional. Up against that 4 seed. Do you pitch off? Who do you start? You save Zach Root for game 2. Gage Wood for game 3. What do you do? I don't know. There's so many options. Sure would like to get a couple of those pitchers rolling. I know Zach's been good 2 out of 3 weeks. Been really good. Maybe it was just a little blip. Also coming up, Joe Klein will join us. Got my eye on the Razorback women's golf team. Got their first players teed off. Abby Schutte is on the course. Arkansas trying to advance to the match play and win a national championship in golf. Got a SEC track and field championship over the weekend from the men. That was cool. It was a good weekend. Today was a good day. Today was a good weekend, or it was a good weekend. Hope it continues this week. Super Regionals, SEC tournament. All right, stick around. Razor Hog update coming up, and then Matt Jones. It's Out of Bounds.
Hello, folks. It's Frank Fletcher from the Fletcher Dodge store here in Sherwood. Folks, I have some big news. The employee pricing program is available now. Employee pricing means you pay what we pay. Everybody qualifies for employee pricing. You pay what we pay, period. Fletcher Dodge has discounts up to $14,000 and finance rates as low as 1.9% for 72 months. Folks, come in and get this employee pricing, plus 3.9% for 72 months just on Ram trucks. Also, we have some other great deals. We got brand new Wranglers up to $7,000 off of MSRP, and new Jeep Compasses for $379 a month with no money down. Also, folks, listen to this. Ram Heavy Duties discounted up to $10,000 off. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us in person on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Catch the buzz on all our social media platforms, presented by Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. They're your pool and spa chemical headquarters. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
A lot of talk.
Why do you have to talk like that?
And a lot more attitude.
You have a problem? Turn off your station.
1037 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
Organizers of a rally at the state capitol voiced concern about federal cuts, which could have a negative impact on the quality of care for veterans. The Trump administration has proposed cutting 60,000 to 80,000 jobs in the Department of Veterans Affairs as part of a plan to make the VA more efficient. Dozens gathered to hear speakers voice those concerns. Some vets say they are worried cuts at the Department of Veterans Affairs could lead to lapses in critical care. Park Plaza is getting ready for summertime with Kids Club programs. It's teaming up with the Central Arkansas Library System and the Museum of Discovery to offer a variety of educational programs for families with kids 12 and under. Park Plaza hosted a kickoff event with a science show and a booth sharing information about food allergies. In addition to educational activities throughout the summer, there will also be crafts and live animal encounters. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Cloudy skies in store for the rest of today until shower and storm chances return. They'll move into western and northwest Arkansas late this afternoon into early this evening. It'll be closer to sunset or after sunset as storms arrive into central Arkansas. There is a risk for severe weather today, so let's be staying weather aware tonight and even into the overnight hours. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show. Brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters for over 30 years. Call 501-568-0040 today or click online at arkansastruck.com.
Summer starts now. Make memories that last in a brand new Silverado from Gwatney Chevrolet. Right now, get 0% financing plus $32.50 in customer incentives on all in-stock Silverados. And during Military Appreciation Month, Gwatney is proud to serve those who serve. Get $1,500 in military savings, $750 from Chevrolet, and $750 from us. Visit GwatneyChevrolet.com or stop by 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to learn more. We'll see you soon. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
The shooter Pat Bradley joins Morning Mayhem each week courtesy of Cabot Outdoors, where you can save $600 off Hustler mowers through May 31st.
The leader in sportsbook apps in the state of Arkansas, Bet Saracen, has a club you might want to consider joining. It's the perfect offer for you if you like to play parlays. Head over to the Bet Saracen app, opt in, and get all the details on how to earn bonus cash with the Parlay Bonus Club. It's active through June, and it could be the key to stacks of sportsbook bonus cash. The Parlay Bonus Club on the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you have a passion for adventure and unmatched quality, then head to Honda of North Little Rock for the best lineup of quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. They have Honda's best models and will find the perfect ride just for you. That's Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Lazy Boy Home Furnishings is throwing deals like throw pillows.
At least they're not throwing ottomans.
Because the Lazy Boy Memorial Day sale is on at Lazy Boy of Little Rock. Huge savings on all things comfy. The stylish furniture you've been eyeing, plus sales tax paid. Now's the perfect time to glow up your space without a blow up to your budget. Come on down and throw a few pillows on your new sofa, sectional, easy chair, or recliner. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
Out of Bounds is on the road Friday, heading to Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville, where you can get a 2025 Silverado 1500 for 0.9% for 60 months. Come see us Friday at Gwatney Chevrolet on TP White Drive in Jacksonville.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Jonathan Zaslow.
But I'm so glad you brought up Thibodeau and the criticism he gets. He's got the reputation for driving his starters into the ground. They play too many minutes. The minutes police are all over the place at load management, resting, days off. I'm so over all of that nonsense. And now you got this Knicks team where Thibodeau plays every game to win. And you look at the starters out there, and they play a ton of minutes. I mean, there's certain teams where it's like, we got to rest guys, we got to load manage, we got to manage the minutes here. And then when you get to the postseason, it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe our bodies weren't physically prepared for this moment. When the New York Knicks, I mean, Tim, their guys make all the plays in the fourth quarter, all the plays down the stretch of games. And I really do believe, you know what it has a lot to do with? They've been preparing for this the entire season, playing big minutes and having their bodies get accustomed to playing these big minutes.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Something amazing is happening when power outages strike. Teams are powering through them. That's because CDW Solutions architects are building more resilient IT and electrical infrastructures with Schneider Electric. With EcoCare remote monitoring services and 24/7 support, your organization can do more than keep the lights on. Schneider Electric and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Schneider Electric.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes funk. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral.
All right, a little breaking news here to start your Razor Hog update. The SEC Baseball Awards are out. Just released. It's the all SEC teams voted by the league head coaches. Your SEC Player of the Year is Vahiva Aloy. Pitcher of the Year, Liam Doyle from Tennessee, who Arkansas roughed up Friday night. Dylan Volantis, the Texas pitcher, is the Freshman of the Year. Newcomer of the Year, Ace Reese, Mississippi State. Coach of the Year, Schlossnagel from Texas. First team, All-SEC. You have Vahiva Aloy, shortstop. You got Charles Davalon out in left field. You got Kuhil Aloy, your DH. And you got Zach Root, your starting pitcher for Razorbacks on the first team All-SEC. Second team All-SEC, Cam Kojal at first base. I guess he played first more than he played second. And that's it. That's it on the second team. All SEC freshman team, nobody on that list. Really didn't have many freshmen to contribute. I guess Wiggins, if he could have, without injury, he was probably on pace to be an all SEC freshman pitcher. The only, I got to think about it, but nobody's on the all defensive team. And Arkansas's got the best defensive team in the SEC. Is that right? The numbers? It's right there at the top. But nobody. Ryder Helfrich, no. First base, yeah, you kind of platooned over there at first base. Second base, kind of the same after you had the injury to Souza. Shortstop, look, I'll say this, that Justin LeBron for Alabama, that dude can play. He's a good defensive shortstop. I mean, Vahiva Aloy's awesome too. I mean, I've watched this guy play a couple times. He is really good. So I'm not going to dog cuss that decision. Third base, they got 3 third basemen on the all-SEC team. Florida, Auburn, Vanderbilt. I guess Iredale made a couple errors. I like Iredale over at third base. Man, that play, did you see, Joe, the play Iredale made up against the fence?
I don't remember that one.
Okay, so it was a check swing by the Tennessee batter, and it was like a soft fly ball, short fly ball, and Iredale was shifted over almost to where the shortstop would play, took off sprinting, dove head first, made the catch, head into the wall. Head, shoulder, into the wall, sliding into it.
Did he stay down any, or
yes,
he got right
he stayed
back up?
down. He stayed down. He rolled over, and he was stunned. I mean, full sprint, dive, slide into the wall head first, then shoulder into it, and then got up. He sat up, and then was holding his lower back. I'm sure all those vertebrae just went popped in several different ways. But he stayed in the game, and he played the next day. Hell of a catch. I mean, it was that wasn't like a Sports Center catch. It was fantastic, phenomenal. Iredale was big this weekend. Had a home run. But outfield, they should have had an outfield. Justin Thomas in center field is a very good defensive center fielder. And Davalon's good in left field. I think that's 2 really good defensive players. It's just weird that, it's such a good defensive team and nobody is on the team.
Yeah, that is odd, and especially where they are with seeding. They're the number 2 seed overall in the conference, won a lot of games. Usually players get recognized for being that high in seeding and winning a lot of games. And that's what brings recognition to the team as a whole. And then those players that have had good years, they get singled out, they get honored. So that is a bit of a surprise there, but they have a chance to prove it on the field, to prove their worth and that they're worthy of that number 2 seed conference-wise, but also that they'll get one of those national seeds and they'll have a chance to prove it on the field, how good they are.
I'm trying to get you Matt's number. But it's not working when I hit enter. You may have missed it, though. Vahiva Aloy is your SEC Player of the Year.
Well-deserved.
Yep. And, I mean, they were 4 guys on the first team, including Zach Root. Joe, you just step in here and look at this. There you go. But, no, they were well represented on the All-SEC team. To get Zach Root, Vahiva Aloy, Davalon. Who else is one of their leaders? I mean, Davalon I like. Maxwell missed too many games probably for injury, or he would have had a chance to be an all-SEC type player. But a very good team. It wins 20 games, and here's Coach about winning 20.
We realized in fall practice, it was, we weren't sure who was going to DH. We thought we might platoon our DH, and we could have. But Cahillo took over there and drove in 68 runs in 55 games. Pretty good job. And but really in fall baseball, we just saw what was going on with exit velocities because we look at all that, and we thought we were going to hit some home runs. You never know how many you're going to hit. I think we ended up maybe 3rd in the league or 4th. But what we did is we got on base in front of a lot of those home runs. We took walks and we hit for a higher average, and we could bunt a little bit. In the SEC play, we were like I don't know, 11 out of 12 stolen bases going into the weekend. I don't know what we ended up with, 13, 14. We got thrown out a few times, but we just kind of take what you give us. We worked on base running a lot in the fall. Then when the season started and we were hitting like we hit, we didn't want to run ourselves out of innings, so we didn't run as much as we were thinking. But some of it had to do with injuries with guys' legs. But yeah, it's been fun watching these guys take, their work from practice into the games.
Let's bring in Matt Jones, WholeHogSports.com, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Hey, Matt, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. We were just talking about the All-SEC honors for this team, and congratulations to Vahiva Loy for being the All-SEC Player of the Year. Though one thing that jumped out to me, Matt, as good a defensive team as this team is, nobody is on the All-SEC defensive team.
I don't know if I was too surprised by that. I mean, you would think about if there was one to be on the All-SEC defensive team, it would be Vahiva. That you've also got Justin LeBron in the conference at Alabama. He's really good. Mm-hmm. So I don't know that surprised me a whole lot. I don't know that it detracts from a 983, 984 fielding percentage or whatever it is. It's a good fielding team. It's just, there's a lot of really good players in this league this year. And, we were going through on our podcast this morning, who would you vote for All SEC? And then you look at the 8 or 9, names that you leave off, and it's like, wow, those would be All SEC first team shoe-ins a lot of year. It's just, it's a really good league this year, a lot of talented players.
What do you think about the way they bounced back against the All-SEC Pitcher of the Year, by the way, Liam Doyle, on Friday night?
Oh, I thought it was probably their best performance of the year when you think about the fact that Tennessee got to Zach Root the way that they did on Thursday night. And, you're staring at a real, high mountain decline against Liam Doyle in that Game 2 role when you're down 0-1 in the series. And they had a good plan for him. They laid off his fastball at the top of the zone. He's got a real good high carry fastball, and their game plan, and they stuck to it. Maybe with the exception of the first inning, was they laid off the high carry fastball and they waited for him to throw a fastball down low in the strike zone, and they didn't miss a lot of times. You look at his numbers; it was career highs for runs, career highs for hits, career highs for home runs hit against him. It was an outstanding performance. And again, when you think about just kind of everything that was on the line, whether it be a top 4 seed in Hoover, maybe a top 8 seed for the NCAA tournament, series win, there's a lot on the line there. I just think it was a real gut check performance for this team, and they passed the test.
What did you think of Game 3's performance, and specifically with pitching?
Well, I thought Will McIntyre was phenomenal. And, what's funny is he got to qualifying innings now to be listed among the SEC leaders. And he's the SEC leader right now in conference-only ERA because he has a 1.44 ERA. It seems like every time that he's come in this year, whether it be against Missouri or whether it be in, I think there's 7 appearances in there, he's pitched really well this year. And, when you look at how Tennessee hit those first 2.5 games, for him to come in and shut them down 11 for 11 was phenomenal. I don't think anybody would have expected that at all. And, it wasn't like he was getting cheap outs either. I mean, he was pitching well, pitching into the strike zone through 29 of 39 pitches for strikes. And, it was just an outstanding performance by him. It was a good defensive performance, I thought, in Game 3. Defense and pitching, that was kind of the key to that game and really to the series, because Tennessee, they can hit. They are the best hitting team that I've seen in person this year. Their problem is they can't hold base runners, which really wasn't a problem against Arkansas, but they just don't do the little things well. They don't play defense well. You saw the balk call that obviously affected them in Game 3, and I just thought the balk call just showed a lack of maybe mental toughness from Tennessee, because once that happened, it was boom, an error, 2 walks, grand slam, and they just kind of folded like an accordion at that point. And I guess that's why they got the record they had in the SEC, because with that lineup, they ought to be an SEC champion this year.
Is that the highest Ryder Helfrich's home run? Is that the highest home run you've ever seen?
Well, it's the second highest this year in terms of launch angle. There was one by Logan Maxwell against Vanderbilt that I think scraped the wall. But, yeah, what was funny about that play was that the left fielder totally lost the ball.
Yeah.
And he's looking up. And then, 5 seconds later, it drops down behind him. It was up there.
He had so much time to look for it. He was asking the bullpen pitchers behind him, "Where is it?" He looked at him and was like, "Where is it? Where is it?" And they were trying to tell him, and he finally looks up and he saw it, and it was too late. It was already over his head. That ball was in the air forever.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it literally probably was in the air for close to, I would say, 8 to 10 seconds.
Oh,
I'd have to go back and look at the replay to know for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was unbelievable. And, it wasn't like the wind was really blowing out real hard that afternoon. It's just, I guess once you get it up high enough, you get some of those upper level winds, and that helped carry it out.
Was it like a sand wedge?
I'd say it's a little bit higher than a sand wedge, yeah.
Matt Jones with us, WholeHogSports.com. How about the catch from Iredale?
Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it? I mean, and, it was a scary play because, I mean, in real time and watching it there in person, it's like, whoa, we've seen some plays before. I was trying to think who it was. The years kind of run together, but sometime within the last 5 to 7 years, there was a left fielder who had a play like that and really hurt himself doing that. And, so you're afraid that, hey, did they just lose their third baseman on that kind of play? But fortunately he was okay. He said he had just enough time to turn his head and, keep from it being a direct head first hit. I guess his lower back is what really took the impact of that collision with the wall. But, that's the kind of play that you want to have in a high profile, important game like that. And I think it really fired the team up after he had that, because I don't know if it was the next inning they came out and scored a lot of runs, but it wasn't long after. And of course, he had the home run in that game. And how about him when he gets the ground ball hit to him 2 pitches later?
Yeah,
makes the play. That was to me, that was one of the best defensive plays I've seen this year, not just Arkansas, but in any game.
So where do you see this team now heading into conference tournament play?
Well, we got to see who they play. They're either going to play Ole Miss, Florida, or South Carolina at the SEC tournament this weekend. Florida and South Carolina play tomorrow. The winner of that game plays Ole Miss on Wednesday. I would suspect that all three of those teams are going to use their number one pitcher either on Tuesday or Wednesday. So whoever Arkansas faces, it'll probably be the number 2 pitcher from one of those teams. No guarantee of that. It's just what I think. That's what I would do if I were one of those coaches in that situation. Arkansas did a good job against Florida's number 2 when they faced them. They did a good job against Ole Miss's number 2 when they faced them, and they hit everybody that South Carolina threw out there on the mound back in March. So I think a lot of Arkansas's success and failure is going to be on how their starting pitching goes this weekend. I think they're going to be able to hit the ball. That's a big ballpark down in Hoover, but it also carries a little bit there too. So yeah, I guess we got to see who they're going to play. We got to see what Arkansas's plans are going to be from a pitching standpoint. We've seen them go down there before last year with Hagen Smith and only throwing 36 pitches. 2 years ago, they took Hagen Smith down. He threw 76 pitches in the start. So I would suspect that with Zach Root and the fact that he didn't have a great outing last week, that maybe you extend him out a little bit more, but also don't throw him 90, 100 pitches. Kind of find that sweet spot there in the middle.
Root on Friday. If they win on Saturday, stick with Gage Wood, keep him on his normal routine?
Well, I would think that's probably what they would do. I mean, the thing is, when you're a top 4 seed at the tournament this year, it's different than in past years where a top 4 seed could play as many as 5 games. Now they're not going to play any more than 3 games, so you can approach it kind of like you're approaching a weekend. You're approaching a weekend series. It's just I don't know that you extend your starters out as long as you would on a typical weekend series, because you do want to have them rested and fresh whenever the regional rolls around next week.
And then Sunday, if they win, what are you doing?
Well, I'll be there in Hoover at the ballpark. I don't know what you'll be doing, Wes. But,
no, what are you doing if you're the coach? Who's pitching?
It's hard to say. It's probably whoever's left over. I think back to 2017 when they played in the championship game, they started Kevin Kopps, and he hadn't hardly pitched at all that year, and they just kind of pieced it together. So that that's kind of what the recipe's been for them in Game 3 all year. So I think that would probably be the recipe in the championship game too. Again, you don't on Sunday, you're 5 games out from the start of the regional. You don't want to overextend anyone going for that trophy in Hoover. To me, to win in the championship game in Hoover, it's all about hitting. Can you outslug your opposition? And so I think that's the key to the championship game.
You think their seeding has already been decided NCAA tournament-wise, or could they change it some kind of way? Could they improve? Could they fall back to where you think they should be seated?
They're pretty safe in the top 8. And I would even go so far as to say they're pretty safe in the top 4. Yeah, I think they could maybe improve a little bit if you go win the SEC tournament and you beat an LSU in the semifinal and you beat a Texas or a Vanderbilt in the championship game. Then I think that might, bump you up a spot. I don't know what the selection committee's thinking in terms of who those other teams are or where they fit into it. But, I don't think you can hurt yourself in Hoover, but I do think you can improve the seeding maybe a spot or two.
Matt Jones with us, WholeHogSports.com. Learn anything about Jimenez and his start?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they just, like I said, that Tennessee lineup was really good. And it didn't matter who Arkansas brought in until they brought in Cole Gibbler in Game 2, and then Will McIntyre in Game 3. They were hitting everybody, and so I would like to see him in a start against a team that's not Tennessee, because I just think that lineup was really good. He, first time that he started here. It's not the first time that he started in his career. I would be interested to see how that goes if he gets another start. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does somewhere down the road.
Yeah. It's interesting because, you start looking ahead now for that regional the following probably Friday. Who starts that game if they decide to pitch off? And if you probably wouldn't want it to be somebody that starts Sunday, because that would be so short rest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it would come down to, what's the matchup in that first game. If the matchup says that you need to have a left-hander out there, I don't think they would have any problem starting Zach Root. I think that the ideal situation is that you're able to start somebody else. And, if you just go on pitchers who have thrown the best in starting roles this year, even though the last couple haven't gone his way, Gage Wood did pitch really well against a couple of good teams in Florida and Texas. So that's who I think would potentially be the game 1 starter if it wasn't Zach Root. But I think matchups are going to have to, dictate a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got options, as we saw the bullpen. You think McIntyre, because he got lost in the shuffle basically, and the way he pitched yesterday, he's got to be back in their mind of getting some key innings.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I don't know where he fits in, but if you can pitch like that to that lineup, then I certainly think that it's got to, pique your curiosity as a coach and say, hey, can he come back and do that again? And like I said, with Will, if you take the Missouri State 9th inning out of the equation, he's actually pitched really well this year, and especially in the SEC games when he's had the opportunity. So, and like I said before, sometimes you got to go out there and you got to give your team 4 or 5 innings. It might be to keep them in a game. It might be to save your pitching for the next game based on how the game is going. I certainly think that there's a role for him in the postseason, not only because he pitched well against Tennessee, just because but because also he's pitched in the postseason before and he's pitched well.
Yeah. All right, you've seen all the best teams in the SEC. Who's the best team?
I don't know. I think it varies week to week. I think if you were talking best lineup, it's Arkansas. I think if you were talking or Tennessee, I think if you're talking best fielding team, Arkansas is in that conversation if they're not the best. Georgia's pretty good fielding team. Pitching wise, if you're just talking starting pitching, I would give LSU the upper hand. But they aren't as deep in their bullpen as some other teams are. That's the weird thing this year, is that a lot of times the number 1 overall seed in the tournament comes from the SEC, and a couple 3 weeks from Memorial Day, you kind of have figured out who that number one seed is. And this year, I just don't think you can tell. I mean, you look at even just over the weekend, LSU lost a game to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's the SEC and anybody can beat anybody, but, South Carolina hadn't been playing that well. And that was a real surprising result in game one. Some weeks I think it's Arkansas. Some weeks I think it might be LSU. Vanderbilt has come on here as of late and played really well. Auburn has come along and played really well. I don't think it's Texas. I don't think their lineup is good enough to consider them to be the best team in the SEC. I know they won the SEC championship and they deserve that. I think a lot of that has to do with scheduling. But it's hard to tell because it's been one of the weirdest years I can remember covering the SEC because you just don't know what you're going to get week to week.
I kind of feel like, Matt, and let me see if you agree, if one of the top teams in the SEC wins the SEC tournament, they'll be the number one overall seed.
Say that again.
If one of the top teams, and I'm talking about Arkansas, LSU, Texas, maybe Georgia, if they win the SEC tournament, they'll be the number one overall seed.
Maybe. It might depend on, just how impressive they look. If they go out and they run roll 2 of 3 teams or they just look totally dominant, maybe. I think it would be tough for Vanderbilt to get into that top seed. I don't think the door is completely closed on Arkansas getting the top overall seed, but I think it would be a lot more difficult for Arkansas to get it than Texas or LSU right now.
Yeah. Well, if Arkansas beats LSU and then beats, let's say, Texas in the finals, to me, you got to put them number one.
They get the trophy. I don't know what the selection committee will do.
Matt, we appreciate it. So you're headed to Hoover. When do you leave? Well, you broke up. When's the team leave? When's the Razorbacks leave?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. The way they've done this in the past is that they usually play a road series at the end of the year. They just go straight to Hoover and they hang out there for 4 or 5 days or however many days they need to before they play. I think that they might treat this one a little bit more like a true weekend series and maybe go down late Wednesday or sometime Thursday.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was thinking, too. Heck, you got this great facility. Take advantage of it, and you can practice for all week. It's kind of crazy. You got games tomorrow, and Arkansas doesn't play until Friday.
And you get to sleep in your own bed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of value to that.
Yeah. Well, Matt, have a great trip down there, and we'll talk to you. Well, next Monday we'll be off. We'll maybe next Tuesday. How about that? We'll talk to you and start talking about the regional. Matt, thanks. Take care. Have a good trip. Matt Jones with us, WholeHogSports.com, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got an open segment. I think Joe Klein's coming in at some point. Talk a little basketball with him. You want to jump in here? Now's a good time. 661-1037. Phone lines will be open. Check the D3 Auto Sales text line. Got a couple texts come in since Matt was talking. Yeah, stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
This is SportsCenter.
Arkansas softball won the regional in Fayetteville this weekend, winning all 3 games, beating St. Louis 10-0 in 5 innings on Friday night, Oklahoma State 6-5 in 8 innings, and then beat Oklahoma State again yesterday 12-0 in 6 innings. Afterwards, Coach Deifel talked about winning in different ways.
It was big for this team. It's big for this team, and I know everyone's doing their job, but you have this narrative from your guys' side of like, oh, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Remember last year? And this team is different. This team isn't last year's team. This team isn't 2 years ago. This team's wired different, and they had moved on, and they know they're different.
Arkansas softball now advances to the Super Regional, where they'll host Ole Miss starting on Friday at 7 p.m. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
Do you want to know the secret to making a Whataburger? The secret is, there is no secret. It's simple. We make every Whataburger hot, fresh, and made to order with our never frozen 100% American beef patties, crisp, juicy veggies, fresh toasted buns, and most importantly, we don't start cooking until after you order. Now, if you want to know an actual secret, I put grilled jalapenos on my Whataburger. Whataburger, just like you like it.
Fellas, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Are you kidding me? Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurances are accepted. With the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment, you're in control of your health. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com, and y'all can thank me later.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Jeremiah Matthews in Little Rock, Justin Sollers in North Little Rock, or Michael Ludwig in Greenbrier today.
Lazy Boy Home Furnishings is throwing deals like throw pillows.
At least they're not throwing ottomans.
Because the Lazy Boy Memorial Day sale is on at Lazy Boy of Little Rock. Huge savings on all things comfy. The stylish furniture you've been eyeing, plus sales tax paid. Now's the perfect time to glow up your space without a blow up to your budget. Come on down and throw a few pillows on your new sofa, sectional, easy chair, or recliner. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spraying. Or stop by 65th and University.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
All right, back at it. Let's take some calls. Big weekend. Preakness, Scheffler gets it done on the back nine. Razorback baseball gets it done. Softball team gets it done. Finalist in the NBA, Western Conference, Eastern Conference. Could be a good week. Rick's in East Arkansas. What's up, Rick? Let's start with Rick.
Hey, how y'all doing? Boy, it's been exciting.
It was. Hey. It was a good weekend.
Hey, I slowed down on my $100 bet, but I did place 50 on Thursday on Scotty.
Yeah.
To win it.
Yeah, good. Good for you.
Good call.
And I did hit that one. And I did hit I told you, I did hit $10 on the Oklahoma, the beat Denver.
Okay.
And I've been playing some small bets, and I've almost got all my money back.
Awesome.
Almost.
You know, that's good. But you're having fun.
Hey, I'm a novice player. But let me tell you what I think needs to happen. Boy, I love Matt Jones. I love him, and he's the real deal.
Yeah.
So what I'm predicting is we go 2-2 in the SEC tournament.
Let me stop you there. There's no way to go 2-2. They're only going to play 3 games at the most.
Oh, okay. So I messed up on that. Well, dadgummit, let me see. I think we win one, lose one.
All right, then they go 1-1.
And then I still think we're going to be the regional, and we're going to get the super regional.
Yep.
And like I told y'all last week, it's what you remember in baseball. It's what you remember in June, not May. June.
June.
And that's what I'm looking for. Man, I just hope for Coach Horn. He can. They got such a good team and good coaches too.
No doubt. No doubt.
Hey, I
Maybe the
got
best
one
team.
little bias though.
Okay.
I want to tell you now. I'm a bias because I was the principal at Bryant, and I held McIntyre as a little toddler, off and on, off and on. I don't understand why he ain't in the mix more.
Yeah.
And maybe he will.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Seeing a doghouse?
No. Coach Van Horn respects the heck out of him, and that's what, he even said that he wasn't getting the opportunities, but he kept working hard, and he was ready for his opportunity. And man, did he shove against Tennessee Saturday? And
Yeah,
I think that'll get him some opportunities down the stretch.
I was there. I mean, I wasn't there, but I was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's got to be about 24 years old by now. He's almost a man.
He's a man. I would say he's probably 23. He could be 24. I have to look in his bio.
I can't remember, But I'm telling you, a great family, and I just hope he gets another chance. That's where I'm going to hang up on it. I hope he gets another chance.
Rick, thanks for the call. Have a good day. Congrats on the Scotty Scheffler bet. I saw him at plus 400, so that was good. I mean, I wonder what his odds were after the first round because, he had not a bad first round, but it's not like he was lighting it up. But, man, that looked like we've called both of them, Joe. You know it? We picked Rory for the Masters and Scotty for the PGA Championship.
Two of the top players in the game right now. They're putting it all on display. Scotty Scheffler, #1 player in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that wasn't a hard pick, but, I mean, the way he played 2 weeks ago looked like he was back in control of his swing and back on form, and, man, he looked good. Took the week off. I didn't realize he took the week off and went to Charlotte and was just practicing, working on his game there, and that paid off for him. He was in top form on the back nine where everybody else was faltering, man. He had it going. That's what won him the tournament, the way he played those finishing holes, 16, 17, and 18. All right, I'm on Will McIntyre's bio. When's his birthday? 6'4", 235 from Bryant. Redshirt senior, redshirt sophomore, freshman, high school. Attended Bryant High School. Come on, give me a birthday. They ought to have everybody's birthday on there. They should, so we can wish them a happy birthday, right? I don't see anything unless I'm just overlooking it.
It may not be on there, but probably could find it elsewhere.
It's game-by-game statistics. And Matt's right. I mean, Michigan, early in the year, he came in and gave up a couple runs in 1 inning. First game of the year, or first appearance, was against Washington State, gave up a run. Man, there are a lot of zeros on here. Ole Miss, 2 innings, 3 1/3 innings against Ole Miss, gave up just 1 run. The Missouri State game, that's right. Didn't get anybody out, gave up 3 hits, and gave up 2 earned runs. That killed his ERA. But besides that, man, his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of his last 8 appearances, he hasn't given up a run.
BaseballReference.com, August 25th, 2000. So he will be 25 in August.
So he's 24 right now. Oh, Will, he is a man up there. That's awesome. I wouldn't. We talk about worst case scenarios if Arkansas loses in a regional game 1 or game 2, and they have to come out of that losers bracket, and you're playing multiple games and have to have multiple starters. Will's one of those guys. I would not be afraid to start him in a game. Heck, I wouldn't be afraid to start him in game 1 of the regional. I mean, he's 24 years old. He's got postseason experience. You're pitching off and save Zach Root for Saturday, and then have Gage Wood for game 3. Look, Will, just send him out there. You're not saying go get us 6 innings. Go get us 3, 4, 5 innings, and then we'll hand it off to the next guy. I have confidence in him. He's one of those guys, when he has it, you know it quickly. And when he doesn't have it, he has to battle through it, and you just hope he can find it quickly. All right, D3 Auto Sales text line. Steve says, Scotty now just has to win the Open to have the career Grand Slam. Is that it?
No.
He's got to win the Open.
U.S. Open.
Both Opens, right?
Yeah.
He hadn't won the
because he only had won the Masters prior to
and
this
the PGA.
weekend.
Yeah. No, he's got a couple more to do.
He won the Masters twice, so
Mhm.
maybe that's where the confusion comes in.
Yeah. Oaklawn needs to do a prop bet. No, Saracen does. On how many times Vitello is spitting when he's on camera. He does spit a lot. Has Bree Ellis been named the SEC Softball Player of the Year? Do we have both? Yes, we do have both. She was named the SEC Softball Player of the Year last week, before their SEC tournament. Or I guess been about 10 days ago. But, yeah, that is cool. Now that we talked about that. We should have had a prop bet on Bet Saracen for both being the Player of the Year. 501 writes in, did you see Bree Dave? Oh, yes, I called her Davis once. Bree Ellis was named a finalist for the College Softball Player of the Year. Yes, one of 3 finalists. I think there was a girl from Texas Tech, looked like a pitcher. She had that mask on. And then a hitter, I think, from Nebraska. I just saw the picture that Arkansas tweeted out, and it had, the award tweeted out the 3 finalists. And then Arkansas put out a press release. But I'm not familiar with the other 2 players, but... yeah, how about Bree? How about her weekend? She didn't have a hit this weekend. I think
they weren't pitching to her.
11 walks. Is that what it ended up? 11 walks and hit by a pitch. On base 12 times. Scored numerous runs, but yeah, I mean
it opened the door for several teammates, and as we talked to Sidney Parlee, 1 through 9, everybody's capable, and so when you pitch around her, you're still going to face someone that's dangerous.
Yeah, and Courtney Day made them pay. Sent it to extra innings, then won it in the 8th. And that's what happens when you pitch around somebody. Until somebody starts making them pay, then you would think they keep doing it. But she's so good, they're like, fine, we'd rather,
take chances with another
somebody
player.
else. And Courtney she's hitting the ball really well. Oh, and then the other girl, God, she never got out against Oklahoma State. She went 4 for 4, then 4 for 4.
Rijo?
Yeah, Rijo, the shortstop. 8 for 8 against Oklahoma State. That was pretty fantastic. I got a question for you. This is from the 903 about the raffle. Man, we hadn't hit on the raffle. I was very pleasantly surprised with how big the raffle got Saturday. I kept up with it all week, and when it got up there, I was like, screw it. I'm buying some tickets. So I bought some raffle tickets. I wanted to be a part of the first ever drawing, and I was like, God, what did it end up? Like 170,000 to the winner?
That's big.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember the exact number now. I'd have to look it up, but it got up there to where I was like, well, after taxes, still bring probably about 70,000 to the winner. And I'm like, yeah, that's worth it. I like those that payoff. Let me get some tickets. And I'll say this, it was very easy to do after we talked about it all week. I just went to that website, what was it, RazorbackRaffle.com, put in my information, bought the tickets, and they sent me an email right away and had all my tickets and the numbers and everything. Not that I needed the numbers, but I was watching the game at the end of the 6th inning, waiting and listening to Bubba and Phil, and they had the draw. And the people were actually there at the game that won the raffle.
That's even better.
Yeah, they took pictures with Hunter and the check, and a couple from El Dorado had driven up for the game. So that was cool. And, yes, pleasantly surprised for the first raffle. And We'll see how it goes from there, if it keeps it up. But the question was, what about the Canadian company that's taking a percentage of the winnings, and we have a company in the state that would do it? Yeah, I'm not getting into it, but and I don't know enough about the Canadian company, but it's way over my pay grade. I was just happy that they actually raised some money for the Razorback Foundation. Can it be better? Yeah, it can. But it's what we have right now, and what we have right now is better than nothing. Steve wrote back in and said, that's right, Scotty has 2 green jackets. Yeah. JK in Little Rock, the Nebraska player is an Oklahoma transfer and is a pitcher who also hits. Okay. Oklahoma, loaded. And now their path to a College World Series, a 5th straight title, got a little easier with A&M, the number 1 seed, out. But like I said earlier, if Arkansas can make it to the College World Series for the first time, they'll be the lowest seed on their side of the bracket. Number 1 is out. They would play either, I think it's Florida State. And who's Florida State? I got the bracket right here. Florida State plays Texas Tech. That's the 5-12 matchup. Florida State's hosting that super regional. The winner of Florida State Texas Tech will play the winner of Arkansas Ole Miss in the first round of the College World Series. The other side, on Arkansas's side of the bracket, the other matchup is a 8-9 matchup, South Carolina UCLA, and they will play the winner of Liberty Oregon. Oregon, the 16 seed, is hosting Liberty. And what's really crazy, Joe, and I didn't realize this, and I don't know why, but Stanford could not host the Super Regional. So they said if Stanford was to hold on at the end of the Liberty game, they said if Stanford holds on and wins this game, Liberty is going to host the Super Regional. But, of course, Stanford lost and Oregon won, so Oregon gets to host that regional. So you have 1, 2, 3 SEC teams on one side of the bracket, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SEC teams on the other side of the bracket. So 9 SEC teams still alive playing in the Super Regionals. That's a pretty good ratio, 9 of 16 still alive, but with some of them playing each other, well, you're guaranteed 2 SEC teams to advance. And then Texas, if they win, Tennessee, if they win, that could be – that one side of the bracket could be all SEC teams. On Arkansas' side, if Arkansas makes it, South Carolina makes it, only 2 because Texas Tech, Florida State, Liberty, Oregon doesn't have an SEC team. So the most you could have on the other side of the bracket is 2. So the most you could have are 6 SEC teams at the College World Series. But we know we'll have 3 for sure, because you have 3 all-SEC matchups in the Super Regionals. Take a break, finish up the second hour. Stick around. We'll talk some NBA. Joe Klein's coming in. Take some more calls. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer, and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages, from melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online in the app. Walk On Sports Bistro, game on.
Don't give in to that constant joint pain. Take control. Take back your quality of life today with help from QC Kinetics. Hey everybody, it's RJ Hawk. QC Kinetics is helping people every day right here in Central Arkansas and across the country with their amazing non-surgical treatments that repair and restore damaged joint tissue. They use the latest advanced regenerative medicine, taking your own body's healing agents and concentrating them right to where the area of your body is in agonizing pain. This incredible non-invasive approach helps you take back control of your body, relieving that pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or even your back. No invasive surgery, no harmful drugs or steroids, and definitely no downtime. Listen, summertime is here. You need to be having fun and making memories. Call now for a free consultation with QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Hope you had a great weekend. Rick Schaefer and I get back on Monday. We'll have a great show. We'll recap the Hogs versus Vols series. And we'll have Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, hogsports.com. Trey Biddy, thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway. And the shooter, Patrick Bradley. Thanks to Bet Saracen and Nolan Souza. Thanks to Seth Boyd Shelter Insurance. See you Monday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Welcome back in. Got Joe Klein with us. Oh, sorry, jumped the gun.
The Buzz.
All right, we got Joe Klein with us. What's up, man?
Good to see you, man.
I was so excited to have you in the studio finally. I jumped the gun.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Been a while.
I've been running, yep.
Yeah.
Golf tournaments and been up to Missouri and just running.
Did you watch some Diamond Hogs and softball over the weekend? Did you catch any of that?
I had it all going. I was the flipping back and forth. I had Royals versus Cardinals going. I had NBA going. I had PGA going. I had Razorbacks going, both baseball and softball. I had it. I was a couch potato.
Royals and Cards, how did that go?
The Cards beat them 2 out of 3. It was good. I mean, both teams got great pitching. I mean, they were all low-scoring games, like 2-1. They were all very, very low-scoring games. Cardinals got great pitching and great defense. And the Royals have great pitching, and so it was indicative of their strengths. Neither team could really do a lot offensively, and the Royals might have the best ERA in the league, but man, they cannot score runs. Man, I think they're under 4 runs a game.
Ooh. They'll get that together though.
Yeah, if they can start making some runs, they'll have a shot to make a little run. Cardinals are hot.
They are. They've been playing really well.
Yep.
What do you think about this baseball team? You feeling good?
Yeah, I mean, it's baseball. I mean, and it's like in anything. It's like in basketball. They're getting ready. I mean, not this, but when the regional and we've seen it. I mean, you got to play good.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get. I mean, blah blah blah. You got to get good pitching and you got to get timely hitting. And we've seen when they haven't had success. I mean, they're going to have, But I think they're better offensively than they've been in a while, 1 through 9.
Yeah.
And if they can, I mean, their pitching's a little hit and miss, but McIntyre's showing what he can do, Root, and Gackle and all those guys, man, they got it. They got the stuff. If they play good, they'll definitely have a chance to win it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how they can just bring arm after arm after arm out of that bullpen. And
they've shown they can explode on you. I think a little more than in the past.
Yes. Yeah. Nope.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Again.
All right, we'll talk a little NBA with Joe when we come back. Discuss the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals. We'll take some calls. Hour number 3, final hour of the day coming up. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Christy Pettit in Maumelle, Matt Cooper in Russellville, or Madison Buse in England.
Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJ Spin on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
Some parts of the state are cleaning up from damage caused by strong wind yesterday morning. Strong storms produced hail and straight-line wind damage in northwest Arkansas yesterday afternoon. Trees and power poles were knocked over, leading to power outages for thousands of customers. Some people in Madison and Johnson counties are still without power this morning. A caravan of motorcycles made their way from Rock City Harley-Davidson to the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office for the annual Teddy Bear Run. This is the 25th year for the delivery of the bears. They will go in patrol vehicles, giving comfort to children caught up in potentially scary situations. An estimated 1,000 stuffed animals were dropped off at the Sheriff's Office from multiple organizations. To honor the anniversary, this year's Teddy Bear Run also included a community festival. The Central Arkansas Ladies of Harley sponsored and organized this event. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny West from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Cloudy skies in store for the rest of today until shower and storm chances return. They'll move into western and northwest Arkansas late this afternoon into early this evening. It'll be closer to sunset or after sunset as storms arrive into central Arkansas. There is a risk for severe weather today, so let's be staying weather-aware tonight and even into the overnight hours. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Summer starts now. Make memories that last in a brand new Silverado from Gwatney Chevrolet. Right now, get 0% financing plus $3,250 in customer incentives on all in-stock Silverados. And during Military Appreciation Month, Gwatney is proud to serve those who serve. Get $1,500 in military savings, $750 from Chevrolet, and $750 from us. Visit GwatneyChevrolet.com or stop by 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to learn more. We'll see you soon. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's 72-hour sale is happening now. Save up to 72% off on top brands, with queens starting at $149.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket.
Paid for by Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
It's the Memorial Day celebration at all Sea-Doo, Bradford, Marine, and ATV statewide locations. Own the lake on a 2024 Sea-Doo GTI SE 170 with $1,000 extra discount, or ride for free for 36 months with 0% interest. Sea-Doo GTI SE 170 offers reliability, performance, and enhanced speakers, summer fun, deep discounts, and special financing. Available through May 25th at the Memorial Day sale at all Bradford, Marine, and ATV Sea-Doo statewide locations.
Ortho Arkansas presents Razorback infielder Cam Kojal when he joins Morning Mayhem each Monday on 103.7 The Buzz. Ortho Arkansas, Ortho for all.
It's time to make your yard the best on the block with Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot. Start by keeping the weeds at bay with Earthgrow mulch, now 4 for $10. Then keep your garden thriving with Miracle-Gro garden soil, now on special buy, 4 for $10. Give your neighbors yard envy all summer long with Memorial Day savings going on now at the Home Depot.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, here we go. Hour number 3. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, Joe Klein hanging out with us. Keep an eye on the Arkansas women's golf team. They're trying to make the cut for the top 8 and move on to match play.
They started off rough, didn't they? Did they have a tough first day or something?
Or well,
they were like, somebody said that. I mean, I remember I was just reading it, and I thought I read where they had a rough opening.
Yeah, the first day they shot 9 over, and they played in the afternoon with all the wind. They're out in California, and the afternoons have been a lot tougher because of the wind conditions. And then the next day they played in the morning, and that's when teams have been kind of eating it up and shooting under par, and they shot 2 over, which they moved up a little bit, and they were, then yesterday they killed it. They shot 8 under yesterday as a team and moved way up in the standings to tie for 5th place.
Oh, good.
And they just teed off, and they've got 2 birdies, 2 bogeys, so they're even par. Maria Jose Marin, who shot yesterday, what'd she shoot, 7 under yesterday?
Yeah.
And is leading the entire tournament. She birdied her first hole. So let me go to the players leaderboard. I'm see if she's still leading the entire tournament. But anyway, they're off to a decent start to advance to the top in the top 8 and go to match play tomorrow. On the player leaderboard, she's at 10 under par and leads by 2 shots over a girl from Stanford. And then the third place girl's also from Stanford. Stanford's loaded.
Yeah.
They're leading the tournament by far. They can coast in. They're at 20-something under as a team for the entire tournament. And the next place, they're 24 under. Northwestern is 8 under. So they got a 16-shot lead right now. But get the match play, and it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Starts all over. I'll keep an eye on that and see if Arkansas can advance. The Golf Channel has the final few holes today.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so you can watch the.
That's something to watch.
Yeah, I think at 4 o'clock when we sign off, the Golf Channel comes on and we'll show the teams finishing up. Well, Joe, let's talk about the NBA. Got the Eastern Conference, Western Conference final set.
Yeah.
Indiana, New York in the Eastern Conference. I don't know. There's something about Indiana. I like Indiana. I think they win this.
Yeah, they do. They got a great pace, man. They get up and down the floor, and they're deep. And so I think you're going to kind of have a little bit of a, New York's not walking it up and down the floor, but they don't want to play at that pace. And so and I think Indiana's a little bit deeper. But New York has home court, right?
They do.
So I mean, I think in that series, I think being the Garden's going to be nuts, and Indiana's place will be too. But having having 4 games there is going to be huge. I think it's going 7. I like Indiana. I think Indiana's better, but man, in a game 7 in the Garden,
Indiana in 6.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many times those teams have played for an Eastern Conference championship with a chance to go to the finals.
Yeah, they've got some history, man. So it's some good stuff there. They're a little bit of angst too. I think it's going to be really, really good. I mean, Indiana's just they started off terrible this year, and then the last third of the year they've been rolling. They've been really playing good, and again they've been playing. They got a lot of shooters, and they get the pace going, and they can put 120 on you in a minute.
Rick Carlisle, championship winning coach, so he knows what it takes, and they have a lot of depth.
Yeah, I mean it won't be too big for them. They've got some guys, Siakam and Halliburton, that they've been down this path, and their big guys at Turner. I mean, he seems like he seems like he's been there forever.
Paid his dues for sure.
And so they got some good depth, good experience. I mean, it's really almost a toss up when you I don't know what the odds are, but
Knicks are favored.
Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all if Indiana won. But I could see you can make a really good argument either way for either team.
Now, is that the place, if you decided to play another year, you would have ended your career?
Yeah, at Indiana. Yep. Yeah, I was traded for I was in the Dale Davis for Jermaine O'Neal trade. Jermaine O'Neal and I got traded, I think, to Indiana. I think it was just for Dale Davis. I don't know if there was another guy in that, but yep.
Right now on Bet Saracen, the New York Knicks are minus 150 to win the series. Indiana's plus 120. By the way, I like your new Bet Saracen commercial at Corky's.
Yeah.
Is that at Corky's?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
To win the title, Oklahoma City's the big favorite at minus 170. The Knicks are plus 450. The Timberwolves are plus 550. And the Pacers are plus 700 to win the title.
Pacers are plus 700?
Yes.
I mean, I that's not a bad bet. I mean, they're good enough to. I mean, the way they can score it. I mean, they're good enough. I mean, not saying that I'm going to run out and throw some money on it, but I'm surprised that it's 700.
Everything changes for playoffs, but
Yep.
this is one of those teams Knicks had some success against in regular season where they took 2 or 3 from them. And we saw that they were winless against Celtics and Cavs, but they were able to get through, and now they're in Eastern Conference Finals again.
Yeah, you never want to say that the regular season, what happened in the regular season means nothing, but I mean, the playoffs, when you're playing somebody potentially 7 times over and over again, and you can really lock into one opponent. I mean, you saw it with the Knicks and the Celtics. The Celtics absolutely destroyed the Knicks this year in 4 games. I mean, they blistered them every time, and then they got too cute and got beat, and Still find that one hard to believe. that one. I mean, I did when they lost those first 2 at home, like the Celtics lost those first 2 at home. I mean, you knew that was rut-row big time.
The way they lost them too, blowing those 2 big leads.
And again, I'm not saying don't be who you are. They're a 3-point shooting team, so you can't sit there and go, well, but when you're in the play during the season, that's easy to say. You're hey, keep shooting the 3, but when you're in a playoff series and it's win or go home, and you're struggling from the 3, you gotta not be so arrogant and try to mix it up and do some other things. And I don't know that I don't know really that they could. I mean, they don't really have any. They don't have it. You're like, well, throw it into the post. Well, they don't have a post-up player. I mean, if you think about it, Porzingis is not a post-up player. He's a face. He's a roll to the rim. I mean, Horford's your backup 5, and I mean,
he camps outside.
He's undersized.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, so you're trying to say, get to the hole, drive it to the hole. And again, I think the only criticism I had is it's hard to get to the hole when you don't have ball movement. And I think they got a little stagnant, and especially when they had those big leads. They got to pounding the ball a little bit too much and let the Knicks kind of sit in front of them, and kind of ended up taking some contested threes, some threes without, inside out. I love, Nate Oates is always – he's like, yeah, we want to shoot a lot of threes, but we want to – if he's a coach at Alabama – but he's like, we want to shoot threes after a paint touch. We want a paint touch. We want a paint touch. We want a paint touch. And a lot of the threes that the Celtics were getting had absolutely no ball movement and had no paint touch in there. And that's easy to guard, And so you're kind of like, if you make it, great. If you miss it, you go home. And they went home.
How about the Western Conference, Oklahoma City and Minnesota?
I think that's. I mean, I think Oklahoma City is settled down. I think they're gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I think they should win. I think having to go through Denver and kind of play against a little bit of a veteran team with a great player and kind of being pushed to a Game 7 and having to deal with a little adversity, I think that's going to help them tremendously in this round, to where. It's going to help their confidence, when they lose a game or things don't go well right at the start of the game. Like you saw yesterday, they got down double digits early in the game, and I think they've matured a little bit as a group to where there's not a lot of panic. They really guard very well, and then they can push it, and they got a lot of people. I mean, they can come at you in waves, and SGA's elite, and then you have pieces, Jalen Williams, Holmgren. You just got a lot of pieces that fit very, very well together. So, I mean, I like them. I think, you never know, but I like them. I think that they're never easy, but if I think of the easier series, I think I like Oklahoma City a lot more in that. I just don't see Minnesota. I don't see them winning that.
And just for reference, they split the season series 2-2, and neither team had a problem winning on the other team's home floor.
Yeah, and I mean, Minnesota's got some, got some grit to them. They got some good veterans in Gobert and Conley. Edwards is really establishing himself. I mean, he's a little bit of a wild card. He can get three happy, and he's not a great three-point shooter. He can be. He can go on streaks where he can, but there were a couple games in the previous series where he was 1 for 12, 1 for 13 during stretches, and again, he's got to get away from letting that. Once you get to about when it's not flowing for you from the three, you got to attack, drive it, try to do it, get to the free throw line, do some things, and I think he has a tendency to, he's not a bad 3-point shooter, but sometimes he thinks he's a 3-point shooter. So you see, what I'm saying? He's not a 3-point shooter. He's a hell of an athlete who can score, a big-time scorer who can shoot pretty good. He's not a 3-point shooter.
He made
and sometimes he thinks he's a 3-point shooter.
And you know why? He made an effort to try to add that to his game to become a better shooter.
And he is a better shooter.
Right. And even watching Steph Curry and working with him up close, that was something that he said that he worked with Steph so he could become a better 3-point shooter.
And he has.
And that's what you want to see from some of the top players in the game. Just continue to add to your game.
But you watch Steph. I mean, Steph will miss 4 or 5 in a row. And he's going
to the hole.
He's going to the hole.
Yeah.
He's going.
So do we all agree? We think Indiana, Oklahoma City?
I don't know.
Indiana's hard for me.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma City for sure. But, I mean, like right now, I think Indiana. Ask me at 3:30 and it'll be New York.
Yeah. I'm thinking Knicks there.
Yeah, I think both of them are capable of winning on each other's floor, but I don't see Indiana being able to win 2 out of 4 in the Garden. I can see the Knicks winning 1 and Indiana. So I think flip-flopping all over the place, man.
It's a toss-up.
You have to love it, though, with the 4 teams that are remaining. And this is the 7th year that NBA will have a different champion.
Right.
And then the previous champion hasn't even made it to this round.
Right.
They've all gotten bounced in second round every year.
Yep. And I mean, it's a hard. I mean, it's a lot of. It's like a whole nother season, man. There's so many games. You got 4 rounds. I mean, you got to win. You got to win 16 more games and have the potential to play. 28 games or so. So I mean, it's over a quarter of another season. So I mean, it's 2 months. It's an extra 2 months. So yeah, it's and all the game. I mean, they are intense games. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. I mean, I think the games are going to be outstanding.
That seems to be the message that a lot of coaches are putting out there at this point. They're saying we're halfway there. We've won 8 games, but we have to win 8 more.
Yeah, you mean you like especially, and again, I think that's why Oklahoma City kind of being really tested in that last round is going to help them because, I mean, you think you've accomplished something and you're halfway there, and you have a tendency to kind of maybe let your guard down just for a little bit. Maybe that first game coming off the series win, you're a little more relaxed. You're not as intense, not as focused or on edge as you need to be, and you get popped. And now you're fighting an uphill battle. So, but I think all these teams have, they're all very eager and hungry because the Knicks haven't been there in a while, Pacers haven't been in there in a while. Minnesota was there last year, but they haven't gotten over the hump. None of these teams have gotten over the hump in a while, so I don't think losing their focus will be a problem.
Well, 3 of the teams have never won a title, and the Knicks haven't won since '73. Yeah. So for most people out there, it's going to be the first time they've ever seen one of these teams win a championship.
Yeah, I was 11. That tells you how long it's been.
Well, that's the year I was born.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
Listen to these odds on Bet Saracen for Indiana to beat Oklahoma City and win the title, it's plus 1,300. Oklahoma City to beat Indiana is plus 250.
I mean, you know, that might be worth throwing a little
Corky's money?
A little Ben Franklin down, give him
a Corky's lunch?
Corky's gift card. Maybe call up Saracen and see if I can use Corky bucks.
Oklahoma City to beat New York is plus 155. If you predict the exact result. New York to beat Oklahoma City is plus 850. That's a pretty good way, especially if you think if Oklahoma City. Well, I do think Oklahoma City is going to win it, but you know because they're minus money right now. But if you can predict them to beat the Knicks or beat the Pacers, you're going to win more money that way.
Yeah, they're clearly the favorite, but I think those teams coming out of the East are more than capable of beating Oklahoma City.
Did you watch Scheffler yesterday? Did you watch some of the golf?
Oh yeah, yeah, he's just, you know.
For him to turn it around after 8 holes the way he did, I mean, he was pulling everything, his drives, his irons.
He said he talked to his caddy on 9. He said, man, I don't know what's going on with this left. He said that one felt really good. You know, the one he hit on 9. And his caddy goes, aim right. That's true. That's what his caddy told me. He said, well, try to aim a little more right. So he said he tried to square his shoulders a little more, paid more attention to squaring his shoulders up, and I try that, and it goes further left.
Get this. So I was talking to my brother-in-law the other day. My nephew, his son, is a young kid, like 7 years old or so, but he loves golf, and he's a pretty good little golfer.
Yeah.
He's been taking lessons, but anyway, he's been just a bad flaw in his swing, and he was scooping the ball and hitting some fat, and so he's been taking lessons. And the coach said, "Well, you're not opening and closing your hips. You're not rotating your hips. You're sliding with your hips. You're sliding back and forth.
Right.
You know, instead of you need to twist your hips. You got to open them up, or you got to turn, rotate, and then rotate through the ball." And my brother-in-law was telling me this, and I was like, "Well, when I swing, my hips go forward. That's what I do. I slide."
Well, you're a pro, Wes.
And I'm like, I need to be rotating my hips. And so I started practicing rotating my hips with my golf swing.
You shot 100.
No, my back's been killing me. My lower back's been killing me.
You started finally doing it the right way.
Now I know why I quit rotating my hips, because I got old and it hurt my back, and so I started sliding.
When I would work with kids who were bad free throw shooters, and we'd be messing with their shot a little bit, and they'd shoot it, and it would look a lot better sometimes go in, and they go, man, that felt weird. And I'm like, and I'd say, good. I said, I don't want it to feel like it felt before. So, man, coach, that feels weird. And I'm like, it needs to feel weird because you're finally doing it the right way.
You know, I thought that, you know, when Rahm tied him, I was like, I was kicking myself because I was like,
he was coming, man.
I was looking on BetSaris. I was like, who are some of these guys with some good odds that can come back and beat him?
Yeah.
And I saw Rahm there, and I was like, man, that would be a good. But I didn't do it. And then after 9, 10 holes, I'm like, that was stupid. I should have bet that. And then Rahm falls apart down the around the mile, around the lake, and goes a couple double bogeys.
He got some bad. That one putt he made that lipped out. I mean, that thing looked good the whole way. And then he hit on that long par 4. If it bounces left,
it's on the green.
Yeah, so if it lands 2 feet to the left instead of in that little swing,
bank, hits the bank and kicks right.
I mean, he could have been right. It could have been interesting.
Mm-hmm. It sets up for a good summer between Rory and Scheffler now to see what happens at the next major at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, that'll be fun. It's getting to where you gotta. It's always fun when you got a little, 3 or 4 guys that they're trying to, Rory and Scheffler and it's hard with the live guys because but Shambo seems to always be in there every week. So you got 3 or 4 guys that are. Schauffele's always hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it fun.
Well, and I like the result of the Preakness with journalism and the way he came back and won, and now that sets up a matchup. Hopefully, we get later on at Belmont between Sovereignty and
I forgot
journalism.
There was so much on. I forgot that was on. I forgot the Preakness was on. And then I saw it come across the scroll, and I was like, "Damn, I missed the Preakness."
Have you watched it Have you gone back and watched it?
No.
Oh, make a point. To go. You'll be amazed
Really?
that horse won that race. We have the call for it, but it doesn't do it justice, because you can't see what he came from behind and how he did it. But it was pretty cool.
As they make their way toward the top of the stretch, Gosker trying to pull off a huge upset here, has taken the lead on the outside. Clever again cuts the corner. Journalism is getting closer now. He's behind a wall of horses. He's looking for a place to go, and he's got nowhere to go. Oh, he bumped hard with Goal Oriented. In the meanwhile, Gosker's running the race of his life, and Sandman has entered the scene, and he has moved up on the front side. Journalism is still running on. He's back into second. He might even win it. Here's the wire. Oh, my goodness. Journalism has won the Preakness Stakes in a performance like you read about.
That's a great call, by the way.
That guy needs to get that guy a drink.
Well, he, like everyone watching the race, when journalism gets caught between the horses and bumps the horses, it's like, well, he's done. He's not going to be able to make up that much ground, and he splits those horses. I was telling Joe, like a big running back. I mean, he just busts through, bounces off the horses, gets through there, and then he finds this other gear that the other horses doesn't have, and he ate up so much ground to come from that far back.
Is there any inquiry or anything because of the bumping?
Oh, it's a good call. I don't know if there was, but it wasn't journalism's fault. He was clearly in the okay. He got a hole and was hitting that hole. Well, the horse on his right all of a sudden turned into the left into his path and hit journalism.
Okay.
And they bounced off each other and kind of slowed them down for, a couple steps. And then journalism.
No, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, it was impressive. And so that's what I was saying. That makes the Belmont interesting if these two horses, it's kind of a rematch.
Yeah, that'll be good.
See what happens. All right, we'll take a break. You leaving now, or you got another segment?
One more segment.
All right, we'll finish up with Joe Klein. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas baseball won their final regular season series, beating Tennessee in 2 out of 3, losing Thursday's game 10-7 before winning Friday's 8-6 and then winning Saturday's game 8-4. That was Arkansas's 20th SEC win of the season, which has now happened for 3 years in a row. After the game, Coach Dave Van Horn talked about that achievement.
It just means that you show up every weekend and you play, and you're probably pretty good. You don't make a lot of mistakes because this league will hurt you. I mean, you look at the games. Look at all the games this weekend. Teams taking leads into the ninth and giving up homer after homer. Or things happen, and the players are good. So to win 20 in the toughest division or toughest league, it's special to us.
With that series win, Arkansas finished second in the SEC behind Texas. The Razorbacks won't have to play until Friday in the SEC tournament. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Monica Reiners in North Little Rock, Larissa Cowley in Bryant, or Chris Allen in Stuttgart.
Summer starts now. Make memories that last in a brand new Silverado from Gwatney Chevrolet. Right now, get 0% financing plus $32.50 in customer incentives on all in-stock Silverados. And during Military Appreciation Month, Gwatney is proud to serve those who serve. Get $1,500 in military savings, $750 from Chevrolet, and $750 from us. Visit GwatneyChevrolet.com or stop by 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to learn more. We'll see you soon. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Tune in each week when Susan Irwin Prowl shares her Keys to the Weekend music events calendar with Justin and DJ. Brought to you by Willie D's and Big Red Dog Productions. Big Red Dog Productions is your gateway to music excellence in Central Arkansas and beyond. Visit entertainersguide.com to see the weekly calendar and submit your shows.
Hey, Buzz listeners, have you heard the news? Natural State Wholesale has expanded and doubled in size, making it the ultimate warehouse wonderland. You will walk through the warehouse and be amazed at the unbeatable prices around every turn. At the warehouse, you will find wholesale pricing on everything. Come on down and meet the flooring king, Don Grisham himself, and see for yourself what everyone is talking about. Visit the warehouse today, 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot, just off Interstate 57, or visit them at naturalstatewholesale.com.
Rainy days are great, unless your gutters can't keep up. Don't let clogged, leaky, or missing gutters cause damage to your home. Talk to the folks at Whit Davis Lumber Plus. Not only do they sell gutters, they install them as well. Seamless, custom-fit gutters that are built to last and keep the water where it belongs, away from your home. Call Whit Davis today for a free estimate and let the Plus be the service you can count on.
Are you dreaming of excitement and adventure? Hubbard Power Sports Can-Am and Sea-Doo of Russellville is the place to be. From the cost-effective and customizable Sea-Doo Switch pontoon boat to a one-of-a-kind Can-Am Spider, Hubbard Power Sports has what you're looking for. Looking for a Sea-Doo personal watercraft? Don't worry, we've got you covered there too. From a Can-Am Defender farm rig to the all-new 240-horsepower Can-Am Maverick R, we've got it all. With a large selection of Can-Am four-wheelers and side-by-side models in stock now. Stop by and see us in Russellville. Visit us at HubbardPowersports.com.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Hi, Mustard on the beat, Debo, any rap. He a free throw, man down, call like Amber Lambs. Tell him free, bro, Nella to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni? Trying to see Compton, the industry can hate me. For Marlon, they mama, how many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some.
May's a good time to head to Gwatney Chevrolet and take advantage of some of the deals they have right now, especially if you're a member of the military or a retired member of the military. You're getting a $1,500 rebate on top of the other great deals they have right now. Some of the vehicles at Gwatney Chevrolet, 0% financing, and you get a $3,250 rebate. And if you're a member of the military or retired, you get $1,500 more. Great selection of previously owned vehicles. They got some payments as low as $250 to $300 a month. Check out the used car inventory at GwatneyChevrolet.com. You can see all the vehicles on the website. You can see all the deals that they have right now. They're still paying top dollar for your trade-in. You're going to get a good deal when you trade in. You're going to get a good deal when you buy. It's a win-win situation. Moving them out in May. It's at Gwatney Chevrolet, James Street exit in Jacksonville. Westmore and Joe Klein with you. Joe Franklin. Talking a little bit of everything. So you let your wife get in the raffle.
Like I said to you, she did the same thing you did. I think we went to early mass on Saturday, and we were listening to the Hog game, and then we went to mass, and then we were getting out of the Hog game, it was still late in the Hog game, and we were heading home, and she did like you did. She was like, all of a sudden I heard her go, "Oh, damn." And she was like, "Did you see what this raffle is?" I said, "No." And next thing I know, man, she had the thumbs going, and
isn't it crazy how fast their thumbs can work when they're on there buying something?
I don't know what she had to do, but she did it real quick, and she got in on it. We didn't win.
No.
Told her, I said, "You're not gonna win," but she was like, "You can't win if you don't play."
That's exactly what I said.
That's true.
It's like, man, if this much is going to be given out, it's like, then, the conspiracy in my head, it's like, it'd be great for them if I won. Because then, everybody's talking, I'm talking about it on the radio and TV, and it just will help the popularity of the raffle take off,
Yeah.
I didn't.
I don't
win.
know if it would happen with us. But I wasn't really worried about it. I didn't think I wasn't optimistic that it was going to happen. I didn't have the money spent. I'll just put it that way.
Oh, I did. I was like, all right, I'm gonna pay this off. Then we're going on this vacation, and then Pepperdine, here you come.
Yeah. The Pepperdine raffle. Yeah, that's what it ought to be.
Oh, you will you go up for a regional or super regional?
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, my grandson's playing a lot of baseball and stuff. I mean, and Wes, I like watching them on TV, man. I like my couch and I like my beverage, and if it gets bad, I can turn it to the Western Channel for a minute and try to change the mojo.
The juju, yeah. I like being there at Baum though.
I mean,
for the regionals.
I've never not liked being at Baum.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I say that going up, but when I get there, I'm like, I'm glad I'm here. I mean, you know, the person sitting behind me isn't glad I'm there, but.
Well, even Bud Walton's the same.
Yeah, I'm with all of it. I mean, I'm like, man, I could stay here and watch it on TV, and I'm, just the old fogey, get off my yard guy. And then when I get there, I'm like, man, I'm glad I came to this. This was fun.
It hits me more during football season because there's so many other games that before, after that you miss out when you're just there for the Razorback game. And so, to me, that football, I enjoy going to a football game and watching them and the environment, but it seems like you're missing out on so much other stuff. Where it's like baseball, what am I really missing out on?
Well, yeah, and I mean, we have grandkids who love to go now. We tailgate, and when we had kids in school there, when my kids were young, like the first game was at Alabama A&M, my wife would be like, "Oh, you take the kids up there. I'm gonna." I got stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take the kids up there. And then once our kids started going to school up there, oh, hell, we weren't missing a game now. Alabama, it's a big game. We can't miss Alabama. We got to get there early, and we got to make sure, we got to get there. And now we got grandkids up there. We ain't missing no games, man. I'll tell you. It's not happening.
What's going on at Corky's?
Man, we're just going to have a little bitty Memorial Day weekend special, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can get 2 racks of ribs for $45. Pretty good deal. And, it's going to go from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So just trying to simplify it a little bit and take all the clutter out of it. And, again, 2 racks of ribs for $45. It's already a great price, gotten a little bit better. And, we just have all our other stuff going there that catfish, shrimp, burgers. Man, we can fix up anything you want for a delivery, or you can come to the drive-thru and pick it up, and enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. If you're going to the lake, if you're just hanging out at your pool or something, just let us take care of it. It'll be the best deal in town by far. It won't even be close.
How long is a rack of ribs good for? What's the best way to reheat it?
The absolute best way to now, I've had them for a week, and I'll put them in the microwave. And but I'm a caveman.
You're in a hurry.
Yeah, and I'm a caveman. So I mean, I don't have the specialized palate. It's like hot meat, good. But I think the absolute best way to do it is if you could put them in the oven or wrap them back in foil and take a little barbecue sauce with some water in the foil and kind of heat them up slowly and get some like they're right off like they're day one.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking get several racks and then just munch on them all weekend. Till Monday.
Yeah, if your grill's going, just wrap them in foil with a little water and barbecue sauce and let them heat up that way, keep the moisture in, and they'll taste like that you just pulled them off.
That's awesome. It's a great idea. Joe, thanks for stopping by. It was good to
Guys,
catch back up with you.
Good to see y'all.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Joe.
All right, man.
Hey, next Monday we're off, so you'll have to come by.
I'll be here 3 next Monday. I'm bringing food.
We'll be here then.
All right, we'll take our final break. What's trending when we come back? Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
If you have a passion for adventure and unmatched quality, then head to Honda of North Little Rock for the best lineup of quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. They have Honda's best models and will find the perfect ride just for you. That's Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Proudly serving Little Rock and the surrounding areas, All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is your trusted one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. We know that tire needs and auto repair services can be stressful and unplanned, but at All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros, we offer fast and simple financing for everyone. Whether you're looking for new tires or any kind of auto repair, we have your financing needs covered. Visit us in Mapleville or Little Rock today or online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Road Truck Days means Soul Truck Days at Gwatney Buick GMC. Call 501-945-4444. Right now, trade up to a 2025 GMC Sierra with Turbo Max at just 0.9%. Get hard-loaded 25 Sierra 1500 SLTs, discounted up to $13,000 off MSRP. Road Truck Days even includes the big boys. 2,500 3/4 ton, discounted over $11,000 off MSRP. During Gwatney Buick GMC's Road Truck Days, GMC Terrains are just $299 per month. Plus, all new Buicks qualify for 0.9%. Call 501-945-4444. Road Truck Days means Soul Truck Days at 5-star and family-owned Gwatney Buick GMC. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Stock numbers 31328, 31264, 30710. Terrain is a low-mileage lease.
Lazy Boy Home Furnishings is throwing deals like throw pillows.
At least they're not throwing ottomans.
Because the Lazy Boy Memorial Day sale is on at Lazy Boy of Little Rock. Huge savings on all things comfy. The stylish furniture you've been eyeing. Plus sales tax paid. Now's the perfect time to glow up your space without a blow up to your budget. Come on down and throw a few pillows on your new sofa, sectional, easy chair, or recliner. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
If you are looking for a safe and loving home for you or your loved one, visit Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center. Just 15 minutes from Little Rock and Benton, our skilled nursing staff is dedicated to providing quality long-term care and short-term therapy. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. You can call Heartland home.
Fun Monday show in the books. Want to thank Cam Kojal. Also want to thank Chris Kane as well as Pat Bradley for joining the show. Also Bill Vickery for stopping by. The guys are on the road tomorrow at Bradford Marine ATV in North Little Rock. Should be a fun show. Normal Tuesday show. We've got a whole lot coming your way, breaking down the Hogs softball, baseball, SEC tournament coming your way, and much, much more on Morning Mayhem. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
It's happy hour at Twin Peaks, 2 to 7. Later happy hour, 10 to close. You can get their daily and weekly food and drink specials, apps for $2. Lunch combos starting at $7.99. Memorial Day is coming up, and if you're a member of the military, a vet, you can get by Twin Peaks and get a special discount on Memorial Day. And Indy 500 is one of the sporting events coming up. Also, NBA, Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals, Stanley Cup playoffs. You have Eastern and Western Conference Finals, so plenty to watch there. Twin Peaks has plenty of seating inside and out. Wall-to-wall TVs to see all the sports action, whatever it is you want to watch. They have it available at Twin Peaks. It is National Hamburger Month. So get by and get one of their seasoned, smashed, and seared burgers. They have some of the best burgers around. And enjoy all the specials they have going on there at Twin Peaks. You can vote for Miss Twin Peaks starting today. It's Twin Peaks Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views.
What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
All right, we were talking a little NBA earlier with Joe Klein. Knicks, get it done. Taking out the Celtics in a blowout fashion.
Brown gets inside, blocked again by Anunoby. Picked up by Brunson. Back for Hart. Hart on the drive. Finds Bridges. Finds the corner. Finds the bottom of the net. Timeout Celtics. Inside to Hart. Back out Brunson. Three-pointer. And the Knicks keep pouring it on.
Here's Karl Anthony Towns after the win.
This was special. It's been 25 years since they've seen the Eastern Conference Finals berth. So for the fans, it was special. For us as players, we wanted to give them what they deserve. They've showed up every single night for us, and they deserve this moment. And we did everything we possibly can to give them this moment. And for the players, including myself, it's special to. The brothers that was with me on Saturdays at the Gauchos gym, Sundays at Rucker Park, to my Dominicans that's been supporting me, Washington Heights, all the Dominicans in New York that have been just showing up and showing out. I think this is something special for me to be able to provide this moment for them. They sacrificed a ton of their childhood to allow me to work on my game at the Gauchos gym. To all my brothers that was with me at Rucker Park, all the brothers that was with me in all those AAU games in the Tri-State, especially in New York. I dedicate to them. They prepared me for this moment. They prepared me to be a Knick, and without them, I don't know I'd have the same moment without them.
Wasn't the only blowout of the weekend. Oklahoma City destroys Denver.
Gilgeous-Alexander nails the three. Right back up to 9. Williams pokes it away. Jokic trying to get it. Williams comes away and throws it down. Here's Wallace, goes it. Jokic, he throws it down. A thunderous dunk from Cason Wallace, and the crowd erupts again.
Well, the dreams of a title for the Thunder are still alive. OKC is going to the conference finals.
Now we got to wait a little bit. No games tonight. Isn't that kind of weird, Joe?
Starting tomorrow. Conference finals. They start tomorrow, so give them a couple of days break there, and they like to line it up where there's a game on Memorial Day, which there will be this year.
Yeah, no NHL Stanley Cup Finals or Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. No NBA. It's just kind of strange that we have an empty Monday. Timberwolves, Oklahoma City will play Tuesday night, and then of course Eastern Conference Knicks Pacers on Wednesday night. WNBA got underway. Caitlin Clark. Big first game. Also had a big foul on Angel Reese.
And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark. Afterwards has something to say as Clark walks away.
Walk me through your perspective on the flagrant foul. What was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, If either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
Yeah, I thought it was a hard foul.
It was. They called it a flagrant because of the push, but, play on.
Yeah. Scotty Scheffler over the weekend walking up the 18th hole, had a 6-shot lead. Just don't hit it in the water. This is going to be easy finish.
Winning this third.
137.
Oh, yes. That's the way to do it with style.
Actually missed that putt, but tapped in the bogey and wins by 5.
Wanamaker Trophy and enjoy your first PGA Championship victory. Jim, I guess he can't be great at everything.
That happens. We've seen it, Morikawa and others. But it belongs to him now.
So the top of the trophy is actually like a lid. It's a top. It'll come off. And Scotty, the second time he raised the trophy, got a little excited and kind of threw it up there real quick, and the top goes flying off. Major League Baseball over the weekend. Yankees, Mets, big Subway Series. Yankees getting it done.
On the ground, off the glove of Alonso. That's going to bring in Goldschmidt. Judge will come in. He'll score easily. Bellinger to second. And the Mets, their defense in the top of the first has hurt them. That'll be a double credited to Bellinger. 2-0 Yankees. Swings and sends one to right. That sends Soto back. He is on the track. He reaches. It's a grand slam.
That was just really fun to be a part of. Any weekend at Yankee Stadium is fun to be a part of. Obviously, a little extra with both New York fans here. So, just exciting. Really good atmosphere. Yeah, I thought I got it, and then it got up in the air, and I didn't know. I saw him kind of tracking the ball, and just eventually got out there. So that was a good feeling right there. Yeah, that's a great at-bat. He's just an exciting player, and he's done really good job since he's been up here. And, honestly, that at-bat won us the game, so huge at-bat for him. Yeah, it was, the guys have nothing but love for him in this locker room. I've never played with him, but, he's a tremendous player, and, he's going to have a really good career. So it was obviously probably going through a lot of emotions coming back, but nothing but respect for him.
And in the NHL, Dallas Stars are moving on after they dispose of the Winnipeg Jets.
Farley shoots, save made. A rebound. Score! Steal! Play to the corner by Pionk. Circling that second to Harley. Score! Series over!
Pretty dramatic way to finish things off. And not too much drama with the Florida Panthers. They roll.
Sends the puck back out. Ekman Larson pokes at it. Now it's Marchand. Sends it down into the empty net. An exclamation point off the stick of Marchand. His third point tonight. As he will go 5-0 in Game 7s against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Look promising for Canadian teams. Only one remaining. Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton and Dallas, they get started.
They get started Wednesday.
Who has home ice advantage?
Stars.
Stars? Okay.
Yeah, and then the other matchup is Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay.
And NFL news, Nick Sirianni got a multi-year extension, Super Bowl winning coach, so that was expected. Brock Purdy got a 5-year, $265 million contract extension. So he's hit that $50+ million club.
Yeah, I thought that's a good contract for compromise for him and the 49ers. I thought he helped the 49ers out a little bit. Probably could have gotten a little bit more.
Maybe, but I think the $60 million, like these contracts that are being signed after that, they've all come in under. None of them have gone over
60.
And it's because these guys are getting a lot of the money. What they care about is guaranteed, and they're getting a lot of it more up front on the contract because they're not going to see the back end of the contract anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you're getting these so-called team-friendly deals that work for the players and the teams.
There was a good discussion this morning about Jalen Brunson and his contract with the Knicks. And how
he took a lot less money.
But it's enabled them to do what they've done. And you look at it and how it's kind of cool that he took a sacrifice financially for the team. They used that money wisely, surrounded him with a good team, and now here they are in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And then he's in New York. He's going to make a lot of that up in endorsements. And we've seen a lot of endorsements that he's been in here lately. So he's doing fine, but he took the deal earlier and he took less money.
D3 Auto Sales text line. Hey, Wes, I've been on the phone with the University of Arkansas trying to buy a couple of tickets for the Lady Razorbacks game, and I kept get on hold, and music's been playing for 50 minutes, and I finally just hung up. Got any suggestions on how to buy a couple tickets? Well, Charles, earlier, one of our texters said all sessions of the Super Regional are sold out. It's going to be jumping at Bogle Park. Now, I don't know that for sure, but Charles, it sounds like to me that's what happened. They're putting you on hold because they don't have any tickets to sell to you. That's pretty cool if that's in fact true. The Super Regional sold out. 479 says 9 of 15. Vandy doesn't have softball. Oh, yeah, I said earlier 9 of the 6. No, I meant 9 of the 16 teams left playing are from the SEC. We're in the Super, so 16 teams, 9 from the SEC. That's what I meant. Bree did get a hit yesterday, a double in the last inning. Okay, that stat was before that at bat when she was 0 for whatever with 11 walks. And didn't have that many official plate appearances because they kept walking her or hitting her. She's so good. Gosh, she's so good. She's so much fun to watch. Jimmy and Roland says one of the Cardinals and Royals game lasted an hour and 49 minutes. Tied the record for the shortest game in Major League Baseball history. Cards win 1-0.
Oh, that's crazy, especially with how defensive the game was.
So you could have watched 2 Major League Baseball games between the Cardinals and Royals by the time one Arkansas-Tennessee game was completed.
But that's what they put the effort into, speeding the game up and being more fan-friendly, especially if you're watching on TV.
College has tried that too. But Tennessee's found a way around it, I guess. Drew in Little Rock says 2 packs of ribs for $45 is a smoking deal. Yeah, it is. Head on over to Corky's. Great show today. Had a lot of fun. We'll be back tomorrow talking about Coach Cal's camps, and Coach Z will join us.
It's Justin Aker with Laura Beth from Kaufman by